we are live on YouTube. Welcome, everyone, to this week's Creature Conference. This week is a special one because Hydra has gone and buggered off. Apparently something about a Norn Queen's birthday. I'm not really sure. But in his stead, we are joined by BitsOfBocks from Instagram.
Hello.
Hello. I'm actually worried that I might have fucked up the settings on this. One sec, because I'm seeing 0 viewers. So that's easily... Oh, no, wait. We've got 5. We've got a couple of people in here.
0 is fine. I don't mind.
Well, my issue was I did a stream with my brother and I made it private because I just wanted to be able to, like, show him what was on my screen. And I was worried that I, like, kept the settings on this one private. So I'm just going to double check.
Yeah,
No,
Nick, chat's not showing up. Chat's not showing up on the stream.
That's weird because I popped it out. Hold on a sec.
Yeah.
I have it here. Oh no, I've got it. Oh, okay. Now it's whoa. There's a lot of people in the chat. Holy toot. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. So my chat was laggy, and that was my issue. Yeah. So we've got a bunch of stuff in the chat. So Symbio Joe asked if he could like run something by us early on in the chat so he doesn't flood it later. We'll get to that in a second. I just wanted to introduce our guest for this evening, BitsOfBocks, because he is a longtime Tyranid dude, artist. What the heck is going on here? And of course I had this all set up, and now we've got our first technical issue of the night. One moment. Okay, that's you guys.
I like that you say it's the first technical issue, like you know.
Oh, dude. I know this is your first one, Box, but we're gonna have a lot of technical issues, so you just be ready for it. Okay. So here we go. Yeah, so I just fuck, that's dumb. So here is, if you're not following BitsOfBocks already on Instagram, here's a little peek at his profile on Instagram, so you can look him up. BitsOfBocks, all one word. And as you can see, oh, that's the wrong window. He is a really fucking good sculptor. So I have like 2 big sculpting idols in the hobby, and they are Hydra and Box, so I'm really happy to have him here. And yeah, he's got all kinds of cool stuff. You're mostly working on Chaos now, right?
I mean, right now I'm mostly working on my little
right.
planting.
The planty dudes. So we've got some of the so what are the... Do you want to talk about the planty dudes? What are they all about?
Well, you know, Grim and Gribbly's got his whole mushroom thing. And it's kind of an expansion on that, but instead of doing mushroom spores, I was thinking about, well, I wasn't even thinking about it, but the idea is these just like carnivorous roses that like absorb people and take their form.
Yeah.
Not like exact copies, or sort of become more humanoid. Like this guy's sort of starting to grow a skull.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do well. This is a tree lord which I've started making a shit ton bigger because it's meant to be a Tyranifex.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's as big as I thought it was gonna be.
Well.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
The
so.
plan.
And you're also working on your brought tank?
Yeah, I put some base coats on it earlier, so I thought I'd slap a shit ton of normal.
Nice. And then the other thing that you can find on Box's profile are his Chaos. You've got Chaos Marines, but you've also got like Bad Mech, right? Or is it mostly Chaos Marines now?
The Bad Mech's in a drawer.
Okay. Like all good projects are.
So this guy, I did paint, and I made a complete shit of it. And
damn! So you stripped him?
It's kind of half stripped. I need to go over it with like some tweezers and take off all the, gunky little.
Hey, maybe that's texture, man. Just hit it with some more primer, and maybe it's going to be beautiful.
squidgy. But no, I tried to do like golden skin, and it was.
Oh damn.
Oh well.
So lest you think that that Box is somehow invading, he is very versed in Tyranids. In fact, we met Box back on Warp Shadow days. Highfleet Malak, Hydra, and I. So he's done lots of Tyranid stuff in the past. In fact, we were happy to have him on, but I'm glad he's here because he just sent me some really fancy looking Tyranids that I happen to have here on my workstation. So one is this giant monstrosity sitting on this big egg sack. So this is a Dactylus, and he's got two kind of whippy arms that didn't make it in the first package, but are be coming in the second one. So I've got a picture of him up here with the arms. They're in the post. Yeah, they'll be here soon. So I'm really excited about this because I've done like exocrines and stuff like that. I've done a Dactylus or a couple Dactyluses with guns, but I really like this idea of pulling on the like classic Dactylus design, which is that it has these big arms that fling spore mines at its enemies. So you can see this guy sitting on a big giant spore sack, and it's got a tasteful little sphincter here that poops at the spore mines. And then the idea is that the big grabby hands grab them and then like fling them like catapults. So this is just an amazing model, and I told Box this, but I showed this to my Norn Queen, Nora, as people know her here, and Nora's like, wow, damn, that's really good. Wait, like he sculpted this? Yeah. And he sculpted this? Yeah. And he sculpted this in here? Yeah. And then she's like, you're pretty good, Nick, but he's really good. And I'm like, yes, he is really good.
Time to separate, I'd say.
Quite you. So yeah, not only did Box send through this awesome Dactylus, which I'm looking forward to doing a bit of like, he's got it 98% of the way there, so I'm just going to finish off the last little bit and then paint it up. He also sent through this lovely Screamer Killer Carnifex, which I'm obsessed with Screamer Killer Carnifexes. And fortunately, Box was part of a project we did back in 2009, a Warp Shadow table build thing that I did a very poor job of project managing, as Mark Moloch can tell you, as he showed up at my house for the event. And I'm like, hey, buddy, welcome to Canada. I know we've got that event in 5 days. Guess what we're doing over the weekend? We're painting all the Tyranids that I couldn't paint in time.
I do remember.
Yeah, you remember it. I've heard you talk about how much you remember it. So for that project, Box made these really amazing. Let's see if I can get a better shot of this.
Well, I was supposed to be there, wasn't I?
You were supposed to come to Canada. You and Hydra and Moloch were all going to be over for it, but then you had like this horrible problem with your back.
Nope. What is that? What I told you, or?
Oh, allegedly there was a back issue. I don't know.
There's a back of something. No, like the day I got my tickets, and everything, and the day of leaving, just blood out of my ass. So.
Oh my god!
Let's talk about sphincters now.
Oh man, Marco's all about the sphincters.
Yeah, but Tom, I hope your ass is okay these days.
That's perfectly fine, thanks.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so glad for your ass.
Marco's a big fan of asses.
It's my project here. What can I say?
There we go. So yeah, Tom Scratch.
I am professional. How about you?
No, definitely not. So
who was
Box.
the guy who ended up wearing my T-shirt?
Oh, that was my buddy Keon.
Fucking usurper.
Sorry, man. Did I send it to you?
Don't think so, no.
Damn it! I think he walked off with it. I'll send you a new one. I'll send you one of the new shiny ones.
Wow.
So yeah, Box sculpted these from scratch, and these are like very, very reminiscent of the classic Screamer Killer Carnifex claws, but like giant size. So I'm really looking for. I got a bunch of these because we cast them up for the event. and I'm looking forward to getting some of these on this cool Carnifex dude, the Screamer Killer dude.
Oh, you're gonna slap those. You're gonna slap those plastic ones.
Yeah. They're I'm gonna kind of hold on. I'm all over the place here. What I'm planning to do is I want to take like the full-sized ones and put them in the upper arm slots on the Screamer Killer. And then I want to take the same claws and modify them. God damn, why is it so bright? Oh, that's what I'm looking for. So I want to take the same claws and I want to modify them to make like a smaller set for the lower like place. Just because they're so close to the original Screamer Killer Carnifex claws, but I feel like if we put 2 sets of the big ones on there, it's going to kind of dwarf the existing model. But yeah, this guy's
probably
really sweet. He's got like a really awesome like gap between his back plates with like some other carapace plates coming down here. And one of the things that drives me crazy about Box is that he's able to sculpt things so fucking smooth. Like, if you look at these armor plates on the back of the Dactylus, they're just like perfect.
So what's the trick?
Yeah, what's the trick, man?
Well, I use Nivea like you do, but the main thing for like armor plates and stuff is just letting it cure for about an hour and then going back over it.
Oh, okay. It looks like you might have also filed them or something.
Oh yeah, well, because I mix my green stuff with Milliput. Yeah. To file afterwards when you're done, so you can.
I do not have that patience. Once I'm done sculpting, I'm like, I do not want to file these.
Yeah, sometimes I prefer like this one. This skeleton Ogrin.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of it. I'm just letting it cure and then like chiseling away at it.
Oh, okay. So like filing away bits to get the shape that you're looking for.
Yeah. So it's not really sculpting. It's more people that make statues out.
Damn, you are professional, aren't you?
Yeah, he's a proper artist, man.
Tom, you're out. We have to stop now.
I am a.
Yeah, that's it.
Nick, kick him out now.
No, man, can't do it.
Damn.
Yeah, and like you're into like all kinds of stuff, right, Box? You do like some music stuff. You do some like design, like visual design stuff.
Well, day job is graphic designer, illustrator, but yeah, I've done some what have you, but I haven't done any music for about 6 years, but I really want to get back into it.
Oh, wow.
But currently, what?
Have you posted pictures of that tank yet? That one doesn't look familiar.
Oh, yes. That's my Grot Mega tank with as many big shooters as possible.
It looks so good. I like the little dude in the cockpit.
Yep. And the little bag of grenades there.
Oh, I missed that. Nice.
Yeah, I thought I'd finish that.
Nice. Yeah, so I think that is all the kind of intro stuff I wanted to do. One thing that came up today, okay, I feel like we should probably get to Symbio Joe's questions before we go any further, but I also wanted to talk about the Warhammer preview, because if anyone was paying attention, we had a Warhammer 40k preview today, and I know some people have some thoughts, and there's some orcs in there, and Tom's working on orcs, so, that might be appropriate. So, let's see here. Symbio Joe. Okay, peeps, I have a group assignment today. Wolf Lord Rowe made a video series about Tyranids this week. He's a lore YouTuber with a very smooth voice. The videos are not that great, but raised an interesting question. What should be the next big hive fleet? As we can hope for a model line remake, this can give fodder to an improbable theory. The Tyranids are not invading because they want to, but they are running away from a bigger threat. That could be some quote-unquote proto-Tyranids that are going after the current hive fleets to collect their genetic material. This would allow Games Workshop for an easy reboot without having any constraints to the current line of models, and has a better reason for conflict than, Tyranids of different hive fleets do not speak the same language, that is why they fight each other. Your opinions?
Is this like Primaris Tyranids, basically?
That's what I was just thinking as he was talking about it. It sounds like Primaris Tyranids. What do you guys think?
So, what I already know with the thing about NIDS is think it's High Fleet Tiamat are building like a beacon or something, and because they're not really moving anywhere from where they are, the other high fleets are actually leaving planets or parts of it around. So that high fleet can go and take it, absorb the biomass, and use it to build the tower. So the fleets are working in tandem. It's only they only devour like splinter fleets that have fallen off and just going to basically die. That's when they fight each other. But the whole thing of they're running away from something, a bigger threat, I remember hearing that quite a few years ago. So, but could be because like the Silent King is coming back because he's warning us about something to do with the Nids, but you never know what's going to come out with the stories at the moment.
But that's like so High Fleet Tiamat is making a beacon? Like
it's some sort of
Man, I need to read some Tyranid lore. I did not know that. That's interesting.
I'm about 10 years.
You're about to what?
I'm about 10 years behind.
You know, me too, man.
I'm 20.
It's not a contest, gentlemen. So that's cool for the lore. But Flynn, what do you think about the idea of Primaris Tyranids? Does that make sense to you?
No.
Why?
It doesn't make sense to me because the Nids are meant to hyper evolve. Like they are meant to take the biomass, take on the stuff to make them stronger. When they first came into the galaxy, there were no zoanthropes, there were no Tyrant Guard, there were no biovores. They've taken all that genetic material from the galaxy we're currently in. So why would they have anything from another galaxy they're fleeing from to be chasing after them when they originally supposedly had devoured everything in the galaxy they came from in the first place? It just doesn't make sense in the lore that's
absorbed all the biological threats from that galaxy. So how can a biological threat be chasing them?
Exactly.
Well, unless it's like such a high level threat that they couldn't beat it or something.
And it's supposedly they're going after the Astronomicum. That when it first came in, that's what brought them in like a moth to the flame.
Oh, okay. So, Marco, what do you think about the idea of Primaris Tyranids, or like what Symbio Joe's talking about, where there could be this idea of Tyranids are fleeing from some greater threat? Maybe that's an excuse to make a whole new Tyranid line, like Primaris style. What do you think?
Well, I'm giving you a totally, completely new angle on this topic.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you ever think we had Zodes? Remember the Zodes as ambassadors of the Tyranid menace?
Yes.
I mean, Zodes were there just to basically ask, excuse me, dear alien species, would you mind
if we assimilated you?
Exactly. Not that. But
Me,
maybe
sir.
there was a point in the Zodes after all. I'll just leave it like this here.
That there was a point in Tyranids having ambassadors?
Exactly. Maybe they were desperate to find some allies. Woo!
Oh, that's cheeky.
Zodes are friends. Oh.
But I thought that someone said that the that Blackstone Fortress I haven't actually read the Zode entry. I should read the Zode entry. But I thought that there was something in Blackstone Fortress that put into question whether the Zodes are still related to Tyranids or whether they retcon that.
I have no idea. But I just, while looking through all the emails, I just stumbled across an exchange I had with Phil Kelly like 15 years ago, 12 years ago or something. And it was just like this, like Phil was laughing his ass off about the Zode idea. Like, sorry, could we please talk about, no? You don't want to be assimilated? No?
The idea that Tyranids would have a conversation about anything?
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
Tom, what do you think? Proto-Tyranids, Primaris Tyranids, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't see them running away from anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
Too animalistic.
Well, maybe to conserve some biomass, huh? I can see them running away in a situation where it just isn't viable to attack something, because in the calculation they lose more energy and biomass than they might win in the end.
That would be interesting to me. I feel like they would just keep throwing waves and waves of gaunts at it, but I don't know.
I feel like if the Tyranid fleet runs out of biomass, it'll just eat itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what Flynn talked about, where like if Tyranids are sick and dying, then the other Tyranids just come in and gobble them up.
Well, but it takes time to digest stuff. It's just not that easy. I think we always look at this as a very linear process, like mathematical and simple. Maybe it just isn't that simple. You know, digestion takes time. Just eat a huge pizza. You just can't eat a pizza and 5 minutes later, oh, I'm strong. I have all the energy now. It's not possible.
Well, I don't know. I feel like Tyranids can maybe do that because they like eat stuff on the fly and like build. Well, I guess we don't really have precursors for them like eating stuff on the field and building stuff immediately. Like we have the Turvagon, which can create units, but it doesn't eat. I don't think the fluff says that it eats something and then it like processes it immediately.
Just made me think about Skyrim and just eating an entire wheel of cheese.
What was that, Tom? You ate an entire wheel of cheese?
Just reminded me of Skyrim. Marco talking about eating a pizza.
I'm not versed in Skyrim. Hold on, I'm gonna share my thing in a second. I just gotta get my apron.
Skyrim was awesome. Love playing it. Well, you just have to imagine the Tyranid Tyranid prey species is just like a. I mean, most of the Tyranid enemies are like Imperial Guard, like stringy and not so nutritious. But imagine species like pizza; they would have big problems digesting them fast. Interesting angle, isn't it?
If there's a hive fleet coming, just put a really, really delicious life form its way. We'll just do that forever.
Just an alien species like Mr. Blobby, for example.
Oh my god, Mr. Blobby. I don't know if you saw that, Tom. Did you hear we were talking about Mr. Blobby?
No.
Apparently this is a UK thing, the pink guy.
I know of him.
I did not. Flynn filled us in on him.
Yeah,
he shouldn't have. He shouldn't have. So, Tom, what's your story? Why Mr. Blobby is there at all? What do you think?
You want me to justify Mr. Blobby?
Exactly.
Yes, please.
Just because I'm English.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Isn't that how it works? I'm told to
Why
justify
not?
Mounties and Moose all the time.
I think they were trying to do a bit of that sort of Japanese game show weirdness, and
it totally worked.
All right, so here's my take on Symbio Joe's question about like the idea of hive fleet chasing other hive fleets and like protonids, and like the thing that's chasing the Tyranids into our ecosystem is more Tyranids. I'm gonna take a very like business mercenary approach to this. I enjoy that all of you considered the fluff considerations around it and like the lore considerations about whether this would be happening, but I just honestly feel like if it's taken Games Workshop this long to get back to Tyranids, and to be honest, I've talked about this before, I don't actually think it's been that long. Like we've got the Gene Stealer cults, which is, as far as I'm concerned, a Tyranid release, and that was a huge Tyranid release. And I still think that as we show when we're converting plastic Tyranid bottles in 2021, there's still a lot of life in the Tyranid line, and you can still do a lot of stuff with it. And sure, everyone wants shiny new toys, but you gotta like, when there's people like Eldar who are using the same aspect warriors that were released in pewter in like the early 2000s, and they're only available in Finecast, I don't think we can really complain when like our entire line is plastic.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm not bothered about Imperial Guard or Eldar, but they are top of my list of what I think.
Yeah, like I like Eldar. Like I've always been down with Eldar. I'm lukewarm on Imperial Guard, but without a question, I would choose to have Eldar and Imperial Guard get like the Necron treatment before the Tyranids did.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like they need it. So my thing is that it's taken Games Workshop a while to get around to Tyranids, but I don't think that Games Workshop is going to redo the entire Tyranid line. I don't think there's justification for it. The fact that it's been this long since they've been redone, I think that kind of shows that they're not like a priority. Like they're not like the number 2 army after Space Marines or whatever. So I don't know that it makes sense to redo the whole line, especially when they've just like released all these like big Tyranid monsters like the Exocrine, the Haruspex, the Maleceptor, and that stuff. Toxicrine.
Yeah.
If you do Primaris, wouldn't you have to redo those? What was that, Tom?
I think it's the same with a lot of things. It's like the standard troop choices that need redoing.
Yes, that's when I think about like Tyranids getting a Necron treatment. The thing that really excited me about the Necrons is that they redid the Necron Warriors, and I would love to see Gaunts redone, just because like the way they attach to a base is really awkward, and I think that they could do so much more with them with the current level of detail that they can achieve. Like I think Gaunts are decent, but I think they could be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't look as bad as like old Necron Warriors did, but. What are you saying, Marco?
Flynn was trying to say something.
I might have some bad news on that front for you.
What front?
Yes. So, you remember if it was like 1 or 2 years ago, the Termagants, you couldn't get them anymore for a little bit. They went no longer available online, and then they brought them back out.
I haven't bought Tyranid.
That's because they were redoing the mold.
They redid the mold?
So basically, the Termagants kit, they redid the mold to make it a bit more detailed. So because obviously the mold is over 20 years old now, so they basically have just tightened up the mold a little bit, and it's not really going to most likely get a new Gaunt mold. There's a little bit more detail apparently, but I haven't bought one of the new boxes.
Okay, so I say I haven't bought Tyranids, but the reality is that I did actually, I remember now, I had to buy a Tyranid box because I was trading someone Tyranids, or Termagants, but then I realized that I had Termagants to give them, so I still have this like Termagant box. Clearly I should bust it open for science. Let me go find it. I think
but that's what I got told by one of the Games Workshop staff members in the store near me. Like if something comes off, it's either they're repackaging it or they're going to tidy up the mold. And that's what they did with the Termagants, because obviously like the Eldar and the Orcs and the Towers, after the models are over 20 years old for the plastic kits. So they just tidied up the mold a little bit and then re-released it.
Science!
It doesn't feel like they're going to bring out a new Gaunt kit if they've just spent all that time and money
probably
repointing the molds.
Yeah, and I think the Gaunts are just good enough for these days. I don't see them doing anything like improving the gene sealers of the Gaunts or something. I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got a Termagant box here. Is it Termagants?
Science!
Is it Termagants?
Termagants.
It was them that they were redone, or both? Them and the...
Just the Termagants from what I remember.
Okay, let's see. Do I have an old sprue is the question. Okay, I'll be right back. Also, No J, I don't recognize No J from the stream. If you're new to the stream, and as it seems like you are, this is a janky stream, and there will be no levels. I pull everyone's audio in through Discord, and they're all in one audio track because I'm classy like that. So, yeah, I think Flynn's audio is coming through a lot stronger than Marco's and Tom's, and mine is also a little stronger, but I can turn that down if that's killing people. So yeah, let us know, and I will go find some low detail Termagants. I'll be back.
I'll just start to whisper then.
That's quite sinister with that. He has a really low detail venom.
But it's so much more fun doing it that way.
All right, I got a sprue. I don't know what year it's from. It's got a 2000 mark on it, but it's an old sprue of Gaunts. And I've got my shiny new-ish box. Not super new because it's not got the new Warhammer 40k logo on it. When did they say that they redid them, Flynn?
I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago when they changed it to that box.
Oh, you can confirm that this is supposedly the new box.
That's the new one, yeah.
Okay, well, this was new in box sealed, and now I'm opening it for you, so I hope you appreciate it. Because, like, this is like some high-grade new in box stuff that I could have definitely made money on. Let's see what we got.
Science being made. What an awesome moment.
Yeah, well, because they recut the warrior sprue, right? But, like, they obviously recut the warrior sprue. Got some bases. Let's see what we got here. Oh, shit. Got a Ripper Swarm base.
If it still has the 2000 on there, that's because of when the sculpt was originally done.
Oh, I'm assuming they didn't update that, but who knows? Yeah, 2000. Yeah, just in case anyone's wondering how long it's been since rank and file units were updated. I love that Games Workshop. I think they're going to stop doing this. I love that Games Workshop puts the year that these things were made on the sprues, because it makes it really easy to track. And you're like, oh no, Marco, it broke.
No!
When you're trying to be like, yo, how old is this kit? You can just like pull it right up. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. So this one is the old sprue. That's the level of detail we're talking. And this is the new sprue. And I don't know that I see any differences.
So if you see the leg itself, just around there where the plates are, there's a bit more of a cut to it.
You think so?
It's so small. It is ridiculous, and them getting them recut. This is what I got told by a staff member in one of the stores. But
I don't know. I don't see any differences.
Yeah, that's why I was like, when he told me, I was just like, really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is there any difference? Is there any difference in like the vents? Because that's normally the bit.
The vents, like the little ribbed parts.
Yeah.
Okay, so the situation is when I look here around the vent on this sprue, it looks a little rough and a little messy, like the quality of the casting, and it looks equally rough and messy here. And so if they cleaned it up, they didn't do a crazy job. The vents, they look very similar to me.
Do you want to turn it around on the faces? Because it could have been there. They've done a bit more tidying up on.
Again, this would be the new, and this would be the old over here. Let's see the faces. Oh, do I? Oh, fuck, I don't have any heads on. Oh, I do have heads on the sprue. Good. So this would be the old one here. That's slightly lighter. This would be the new one. I don't see a difference. So I think they could have like. Oh, I see a slight difference.
It's tight. Yeah.
So like this back hole on this head is a little rough, and it looks a little less rough on that one. Maybe I'm hallucinating.
Yeah. Nah, you can see it a little bit, but it's just like the amount of time money they spent to redo it. It just doesn't seem worth it. But in the grand scheme,
I think the situation is that they probably had to redo it because the mold was dying. And I take your point that if they've just redone it, are they really going to like redo the unit? But you know what? Interesting point. So what I was trying to get at was that I don't think they're going to Primaris Tyranids because I think they want to reuse the Tyranid line. And as proof of that observation, I would call the evidence of today's Warhammer 40k preview. See how we're neatly tying all these things together? So, when this question came up and I started thinking about Primaris Tyranids, I thought about the announcement that we got today that they are going to take the existing Cadians, which I believe are from like, does anyone know when the Cadians were released? 2003, 2004? Does that sound about right?
I think so.
Mesozoic era.
Yeah, so they're going to take the... Sorry, what was that?
It was before the war.
Before the War of Arcadia, that's for fucking sure. So they're going to take the existing Cadian kit And they're not going to update it with those beautiful Cadian sculpts that you saw chaosified in Blackstone Fortress. They're just going to put some conversion bits in there.
Isn't that weird?
It's fucking strange. But I think that how this bears into our... Sorry, that's probably not good audio. How this bears into our discussion about Tyranids and whether Tyranids are going to be Primarist. I think that this move by the studio... So here we have the conversion sprue for the Cadians, showing all the new heads that they're adding. If they're going to go back and they're going to take a kit from 2003, 2004, and they're going to rejuvenate that kit simply by putting some more conversion bits in it, I think they could just as easily do that for Gaunts.
You have a point, sadly.
Like, there's that weapon sprue in there that has, like, the Devourers and the Spine Fists on it. Like, you could put some Stranglewebs and some Spike Rifles in there or something. Yeah, and just, like, I love me some Spike Rifles. But just keep selling the standard Gaunts with just...
You have a point, but was I the only one surprised by this today? I mean, the Cadian shock troops look so dated, like huge legs and huge trousers and big hands and feet, and it's just like, I mean, the new faces are so good. They're so well sculpted and well painted, and everything is just awesome. But it's just like you should put some cream on a turd.
Yeah, polish a turd. That's a good expression.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, am I the only one? For me, it looked like, oh damn, those Imperial Guard players really want an update. No, nah. We have to throw them a bone, some kind of thing, whatever, anything.
Tom, how you feel?
You're asking me?
I'm asking you, buddy.
You know how I feel.
Well, I know how you feel. Let the people know how you feel.
No, because I saw the title and the nice new picture before I actually looked at the what they were actually releasing, and I got really excited because I've been hoping that they were going to release the new Imperial Guard.
Yeah, and then what happened, Tom?
For so long, and then it just turned out they're using the same wonky bodies and the same. The thing is, as well, they've got these nice new head sculpts, but they've had to put them in those stupid oversized helmets to make them blend in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get that, like, they don't want to completely fuck up the cost. They've got Brood Brothers using them. But I feel like they could have kept the same neck joint, but, like, fix all the other problems.
Yeah, certainly.
The giant guns and the enormous.
And the stupidest thing for me, they've already redone this kit. They've redone this kit. They put it in Blackstone Fortress. They just put some, like, Chaos bullshit on it. But if you strip off the Chaos bullshit on those Blackstone Fortress models, you get beautiful, clean, new Cadians that are properly scaled, that have small guns, that do not have crazy trousers. Like,
true.
It's crazy.
The Gaunt's Ghosts as well, like, they're...
Absolutely.
They're brilliant.
Yep, they're really good.
Sorry, what was that, Tom?
I'm just saying on the Gaunt's Ghosts, the proportions are all correct, so no reason why they can't do it.
They have good hands, even. Can you imagine? Good, pointy hands.
They have giant feet. But, like, every Games Workshop model has giant feet, so...
Stop the negativity. They have good, pointy hands.
I thought you guys were going to have a love fest about Gaunt's Ghost. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh god, we're talking about this on the stream.
Yeah. Oh yes, we will get to those later.
Well, I don't have any trousers on right now. I'm thinking all about Gaunt's Ghosts all the
time. Yo, guys, we talk about large feet, large guns. Guess who we summoned to the chat? None other than Adam Wire from Between the Bolter and Me. The Lord and Savior of giant weapons and fixer thereof.
Welcome. But say one of the good things.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this in two different ways. Is that they're Games Workshop finally showing up. Yeah, there is diversity within the guard regiments and everything, but don't just give it in just different head options. Give it in different ways as well, body types and everything else, because even though they're in the guard,
Okay.
You're going to have people that are bigger, taller, shorter.
What I'm distinctly hoping, first of all, when this came up and like it showed up on the screen and I saw like the Cadians in that setting, I was like, are those new Cadians? Like it took me a second to realize whether they're the standard ones or the new ones. And as soon as I was like, oh shit, they're new, well, great. I mean, oh shit, they're old with a convergence group, great. But what I'm hoping is that this is the holdover option, and then they're going to add other Cadian type, add other. Oh god, that was a Freudian slip if I've ever heard one. They're going to add other guard types, like they might do like a Mordian one, or they might do like a Steel Legion or something like that. And those ones will be updated, but I don't know.
I don't think so. And the fact that they've released something now, just some cursory piece of shit, it's like reset the clock in waiting for them to actually release new guard.
Yeah.
So it's just disheartening because you've been waiting so long, and now that they've done that, you know you're going to be waiting another fucking 10 years.
Yeah, why would they do this if they had new guard right around the corner? It's not...
Absolutely.
Oh, God. You guys are just making me more and more depressed about what this means. The only good thing, the only silver lining for me is that there's female heads. Like, this has shown us that we can add female heads to kits, and I can't wait for them to add female heads to the Marine kits.
No.
This is how easy it is. Just fucking slap them in there, and we're good. In fact, you know what?
Well, shouldn't the Cadians even have some different proportions, even more for females than for men? I mean, they look blocky enough for men, but even worse for females. Just looks wrong.
Yeah, well, they actually, I think they said in the preview stream today, they're like, under flak armor, who can tell if you're male or female? They all look the same. And I'm like, okay, cute.
Blah, 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 blah.
Well, cute.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what? If I had to choose between waiting another 5 years for them to build a kit that had female bodies versus putting like female heads in a kit right now, I think putting the female heads in the kit right now is a start. And I'd rather have that now than wait 5 years for them to get it perfect, because that might never happen. And it also shows that you can do this to other kits. You can take any kit and you can put a sprue in it with some female heads and you're good. Like, that's a start.
Of course you can. I want only female kits on my Adeptus Mechanicus, whatever servitors.
Well, there you go.
Same body, no problem, because it's mechanized.
Well, yeah, maybe, I don't know.
But yeah, you're on about the flak armor, like Athlan Jackals. They're all wearing.
Yeah.
You can see the female.
Yeah, they have the female heads on them. Some of them, I think some of the bodies are a little more slight, aren't they?
Yeah, and there's some.
Anyway, so that was the first thing that they showed today. Well, that's not the first thing. That was one of the things they showed today. But I feel like that kind of like tailed nicely from the gaunts. So I think that what this shows, when we go back to that question that Symbio Joe asked at the top, I didn't think we were going to be talking about this for this long, is that Games Workshop is not above taking an existing plastic kit, adding a sprue into it to give it extra life. And I think that they're far more likely to do that with Tyranids, which they've already done when they added the Prime, Tyranid Prime to the Warrior kit. They're not above doing that to get added life out of their existing molds rather than redoing the whole line.
Oh, they redid the whole Warrior kit. The whole thing was completely redone. Yeah.
They did, yeah.
They did?
But Nick, would you really prefer a slight upgrade for the troop kits to what we could get as like a really fancy character monster piece with the options we have today? Because
okay, so my situation is that I'm realistic, or I like to think that I'm realistic. Games Workshop doesn't have the resources to redo everyone's line completely. I would love for them to dedicate those resources to Tyranids because I love Tyranids, but at the end of the day, Eldar needs it more. I even think that Imperial Guard needs it more, even though we've seen from this that they're probably not going to do Imperial Guard. Tyranids doesn't need it as badly as other people do.
Yeah, agreed, but I'm pretty sure they will throw us a bone at some point. If you don't get the complete redo, maybe we will get a model kit of some kind soon. And I think it will be this year, actually. But I would have to say, seeing how awesome many of the current figures are that are getting releases, especially for Age of Sigmar, I would really like to see what they could do with a horrible Tyranid creature these days.
Well, I think that we're definitely going to... I expect God damn, I hate green stuff sometimes. I expect that we're gonna get some kind of Tyranid Lord of War, because there isn't a Tyranid Lord of War.
Yep.
I think it's just gonna be another thing like that, like when they release the God, what is it called? The Malceptor? Like something like that, where they just get like a big Tyranid beast thing and chuck it in.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to do it. Like, I would love a line refresh. That when I saw the Necrons, it restored my faith in the possibility of a line refresh.
We will get one. I'm sure as you are.
You think we will or we won't?
No, we won't.
What makes you say that?
The line is still looking too good. It's still good enough.
Yeah.
The only way I think would get a line refresh is when they do the advancing of the story, because if you look at Death Guard, they got a whole line refresh at the end of 7th, beginning of 8th edition. Necron's got one at the beginning of 9th edition when they advance the story with the Silent King returning. I think they have to do some sort of big story advancement to give you that change for the model range for the line. Otherwise, it's not worth investing it. Like, everyone keeps talking about, the Lion is going to be returning soon, or Angron or Fulgrim's going to be coming back soon. But I don't see Games Workshop just doing it as a
but they got to do Fulgrim, because there's no chaos. There's no Angron and Fulgrim, I think, have to come soon, because there's no new Empress Children or what's it called? Berserkers?
Bloodies.
Berserker. You have to pronounce it correctly.
Berserker. Well, I don't know, because the other part of this preview is that they showed us that they're doing Tzeentch next, and Tzeentch has already got its line redo in 40k, so I don't know what the heck that's about.
But it's also with Grey Knights, which is the thing.
Yeah, so Grey Knights might need a line refresh. I don't really know. They're Space Marines. I don't care. But like, why Tzeentch? Like, why not Slaanesh? Why not, like, you just did Slaanesh for all the demons? Why not, like, bring the 40k Slaaneshi forces into line? I don't get it.
Story-wise, or psychic versus psychic.
Oh, right, okay. And there's that whole thing where I think, what's his face? The head of the Grey Knights, it's a Lord of Change who's like his nemesis or some shit.
Drygo. It's Lord Drygo.
Yes, but isn't his nemesis like some Lord of Change? Maybe they're gonna do another
I think so.
Another Lord of Change, like they did with the Keeper of Secrets. They released the Keeper of Secrets, and they're like, "Hey, here's another 2 Keeper of Secrets because we need more."
But they look awesome.
They do look awesome. They're cool. But why did we release another Keeper of Secrets right after releasing the last one?
Because they look awesome.
Tom, what are you saying?
Because you were saying they've released all this new fantasy stuff. They do 40k, but just releasing fantasy gives you opportunity to kit bash your own 40k.
True, that is a good point.
Like they don't have any new berserkers, so I've just taken fantasy Cornhead to be on berserkers.
Yeah, and like you can always
thing is,
Marco.
Thing is, right now I really have I have a feeling for some reason that the studio is doing stuff which inspires them. Like, you see, it seems to me at least, Age of Sigmar models inspire them a lot more than 40k does. The Necromunda stuff we saw this week was so out there, so crazy, so full of ideas.
Yeah.
That I do get the feeling that 40k isn't that inspiring to them right now these days, which is a good sign, actually, because I want Games Workshop to be more crazy and more full of ideas that are new and weird and out there.
Yeah, that's a good argument.
The luck models, have you seen them?
I have. They're weird. I can't.
The Necromunda stuff this week.
Hold on.
But one word.
See if I can
crab.
I don't care about the crab. Everyone's like, crab, oh my god, the crab.
They wouldn't
care. I don't care.
They wouldn't have done something like that a few years ago.
Well,
before Age of Sigmar, they wouldn't have had the guts to do it.
But I think what gave them, actually, I don't think it was Age of Sigmar. Well, maybe Age of Sigmar. I think what gave them the guts to do it was Underworlds, Warhammer Underworlds, because what you see from Warhammer Underworlds is that they can do like these little one-offs from each force that show like other kind of this never works for me, other characters from within that force, and they don't have to worry about doing a whole unit. They don't have to worry about doing like a codex entry or anything like that. The crab is fine, but like that's just Underworlds. Underworlds, you get like weird beasties. And I'm glad they're doing that, but I want them to have that for 40K. Like that's what I hope they would happen with Blackstone Fortress, that they would use that as more an excuse to do the kind of stuff they're doing with Warcry and with Underworlds, which is like, here's like 3 Kroot. You only get 3, but they're like really weird. And like flesh out the weirdness. Like Marco was saying, like
that's what a kill team. I think that's what kill team should have been.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. Kill team just seems like watered down 40K.
That's what I mean, as in the kill team should have been like the Underworld and stuff, where you get like small little units that go around rather than use your existing models in this smaller setting and have a quicker game. They should have gone around that way.
Isn't that just Inquisitor though?
Yeah, that would be actually, you know what? Oh shit, Tom, you just hit it. Like I want that the preview tomorrow, the surprise one, it's gonna be like the box set of Age of Sigmar, the redo of it. But man, Tom just had a good idea. Like, let's bring back Inquisitor. So like 40K version of like Shadespire, and you can release all these weird little teams for like Inquisitor box set. But I don't think they'll do it because they have Necromunda, they have Kill Team. Are they going to release another one?
Well, they've got 2 for fantasy. They've got actually 3. They've got Blood Bowl, Necromunda, Warcry, and Shadespire or Underworlds.
Oh shit!
So they could do it.
I don't know. I would be surprised. That would be amazing, but that would be surprising. I pulled up the Delac stuff. So we got this weird brain thing with some tentacles after it. It's friggin' cool. I like it. Those tentacles could be very well used in other conversions. There's like a weird little worm guy that I don't really get. There's this weird psyker who's like perching on a piece of terrain. I was very confused by that. I thought she was like a stilt walker or something at first. I don't really get her pose, but maybe she'll make more sense in a different angle. I don't love that this one model's just like carrying a snake. I feel like
they're assassins.
Yeah,
that's like, why she's in that sort of pose.
Okay.
Sure. Why wouldn't you carry a snake?
Like, can't the snake have its own base? Why does he have to be carrying it? Why don't we give him like some actual like useful arms with some weapons and shit? Because he looks really cool. The ghouls or whatever with the combat weapons are pretty cool. I like the weird claws on the one guy.
Wouldn't you carry a snake?
Apparently, I need to. Yeah, like the Delac models are pretty cool. They're kind of all over the place for me, but I'm sure they'll be neat. I think that's more like the photo angle than the actual models. Yeah, so like they were interesting. You're talking about like interesting stuff for 40K. Oh, why is that video playing? And then, but what I wanted to do in the stuff that was revealed today, so we talked about the guard. I wanted to, now that Tom's getting back to his orc dude, let's talk about orcs. What did people think about the orcs that they showed off today? There's Xenos. We like them.
So they've brought back an old Rogue Trader model.
Hello, everyone.
Is that what that is? The guy with the hair?
Yeah, he's an old Rogue. Yeah.
I didn't know
that. They touched about the story of the guy. He's basically, he has a deep love for grots and snotlings and stuff. Mm-hmm. He believes in their superiority to it. So he has like special boot camps for grots to make them just that little bit better than a normal grot. So they're still terrible, but they're just a little bit better. And he got kicked out of his own tribe because there was a big mech that was, instead of like using the grots to help fight, he was just using it to suck them up into the shock attack gun to shoot them and kill them.
Yeah.
He didn't appreciate that, so killed the big mech. And then because of that, he got kicked out from his own orc tribe, or whatever they call it, that he was with, and he now just has his own little boot camps for them, for the Grotlings who love and adore him.
That's very cool.
And he had an old Rogue Trader model, and now...
So it's not Rogue Trader, it's second
brought it
edition,
back.
isn't it? I just pulled it up. Oh, I pulled it up on my phone because I didn't want to mess around with flipping through Windows, but I forgot about this dude. With the cool blue beard and the blue hat.
Yeah. His hair squig.
Yeah, his hair squig. That's cool. I like that they're bringing back Rogue Trader models. Yeah, because that Pain Doc that they showed the other day, that was an old model, like a Rogue Trader model, with a weird like robot face and claw.
I forgot about it.
So yeah, I think the orcs are really cool. I'm happy that they said that there's going to be more orcs, that it's not just these guys. That is, like they said, I think this is like less than half of what the orcs are going to be getting. I think the new boys look cool.
Have you seen the new war boss in mech armor?
Oh yeah, he's pretty sweet. Where's he?
That reminds me of the Artel miniature.
Oh, I'm not familiar with the Artel miniature, but yeah, like
basically, Artel's done a model of that, but just bigger.
Oh, okay.
Already.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I like the oh, they don't have the boys. I like the orcs in general. Like I think that they're modernizing them. Like something that I kept getting fixated on the Zodgrod guy is his left leg. Somehow like the foot and the lower leg, like the non-robotic one, the organic one, it looks more realistic than what I'm used to from orcs. It's a weird thing to seize on, but like I love this model. It's crazy with his hair and his claw and his like weird hook thing. But even like the boys riding the whatever the heck they're called, the squig hogs, they look like they're some good modernized orcs. So I look forward to seeing what else they've done with the orc line.
They're less fat, aren't they?
They're less fat. Yeah, they're more like top heavy muscular, which I love.
Yeah.
What does that say about you?
Dude, actually, my brother and I recorded a thing yesterday. It's going to be something like a podcast or something. We're going to put it out soon. And in it, he accuses me of loving this Marvel character called Onslaught. And I've come to the realization that the reason I make big beefy everything is because I'm obsessed with Onslaught.
Okay.
So these orcs are like triangle shaped, which is what I'm all about.
You just love beef.
Can you show us what you see?
What do you show you? What?
The triangle shape.
Well, I thought I was showing it on the dude on the back. You can't really see it, but like wide shoulders and like narrow waist.
Okay. I see what you mean.
That's what I mean by a triangle shape. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. But
like,
aren't we all about S shapes here in this crowd?
Yeah, well, I'm busted. What can I say? Like,
traitor.
Hell, the Carnifex I was working on, she's basically a triangle shape. And then, of course, the other thing that happened in this preview is that we had way too much Xenos fun and we had way too much Imperial Guard fun, so they couldn't let us go without a teaser at the end of it, which was more fucking power armor. Grey Knights.
Space Marine.
What was it?
Space Marine, please.
I haven't
It's like, here's your... You go, Marco.
What was that, Marco? You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen the teaser. What was it?
It's not important. It was Grey Knights. It was like this animated thing of like a book and then like these psychic visions, and it showed like drawings of Grey Knights and drawings of
Yeah, okay.
Tzeentch guys.
Yeah, okay.
And that was that. They were like, "Oh, watch closely. You might get a preview of like one of your favorite armies." And I'm like, "Oh God, please let it be something I care about." And then I like leaned in close and checked it all out, and it was more fucking Space Marines.
Of course.
Yep.
It's basically like, have you seen the episode? There's an episode of South Park where they're at a birthday party and Cartman gets given a side cake for him. So it's just like this whole "you're still center of attention" cake.
Oh yes, yes, people have joked about that.
That feels like that's what it feels like with Space Marines at the moment. Right.
Don't worry, you still are center attention.
Someone else is getting released. Here you go. Oh, new Bellicor model. Don't worry, you're still included in it with your Primaris Lieutenant on the base.
It's well, I guess what they want is they want Space Marines to be the obvious heroes of the 41st millennium or whatever, and they're like, oh, we need a dead hero. Use a Space Marine. Here's Hal. She's a triangle. She's got wide shoulders, narrow hips, big beefy. Yeah, so that concludes the talk about the previews, I think. Does anyone have any wild predictions for what's going to be the surprise tomorrow? Other than Tom's Inquisitor box?
I have 4 different ones.
4? Jesus Christ, you're an overachiever.
So Battlefield Gothic.
That would be cool.
Something to that effect they're bringing back. Something about Curse City either returning or not.
Oh, that can't be the preview. That can't be the surprises. Oh, guess what? We didn't fuck up. It's got to be something new. I'd be so disappointed if that's what it was.
That's why I have a feeling it'll be something stupid like that.
Oh God.
Primarch, which I really doubt, because obviously the Space Marines need something. And I had another one, but it is just escaped me or something. I can't remember what, but that was it. Some more information about the Eisenhorn TV series. That'll be it.
Oh, I really hope that it's a model and it's not like more shit about animated TV series, but they haven't given us any animated TV series information, so it's probably going to be that. Like, it's probably going to be like, animated, here's like a first episode. You can watch the whole first episode right now. Eisenhorn's not animated?
No, that was going to be, apparently it's going to be live action.
Oh, bullshit. They're going to do live action. I'm so worried about that.
But it was, when they first announced it, it was so far ahead. It was not even in like pre-development. That's how far advanced they announced it. And there was one other that just popped into my head. Something about the old world as well, for the old fantasy stuff. They might tease something about that.
I honestly don't think it's going to be anything Forge World. I think I feel like Games Workshop is moving away from Forge World. Like, I feel like they've got Forge World doing specialist game stuff, but nothing else.
Looks like it's true.
Also, it'll still be half an hour, the length of the thing.
You think so?
Yeah, every day it's been about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, depending how much they rattle on about everything.
I thought they might splash out on the Saturday one, but maybe you're right that it's just going to be another half hour.
So there's my out-of-the-park predictions, which most likely are completely
like, what's your boring
wrong.
prediction? Like, what's the obvious prediction? Like, you're like, okay, I want it to be these things, but if you had to guess, like, the safest bet, what's the safest bet?
New Primaris Lieutenant.
Oh, God. You're the worst. You're the worst.
No. That is what it will be. We haven't had a new one for a while. It's about time they did a new one.
Yeah, they did.
That's how they'll joke about it.
Base.
Yeah, but not a live one.
God,
yeah. We only deal with dead Space Marines here.
Sorry, what was that, Tom?
I feel like they're self-aware enough about the not.
Yeah, like they tend to use it as a joke now. Tom, what do you think's going to happen for the surprise tomorrow? I mean, like, you already shared your Inquisitor box, which I hope is what it is, but what do you think?
Don't think it's going to be fun.
Sorry, you don't think it's going to be... Is it possible to get closer to your mic? You're very faint.
I'm right next to my phone.
That's much better.
I think it's just because I'm looking down at my...
Oh, right, gotcha.
But I was just saying, I don't think it's going to be a 40k thing. I think it's going to be something Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't know what.
I think the only 40k thing I could expect it to be would be Battlefleet Gothic. Marco, what are you thinking?
Well, it also could be something for Titanicus. I mean, they just had to have the War Master, but there are a lot of possibilities.
I think they're probably going to ride the War Master for a while. It's pretty big. I don't know.
It's just one model.
True.
And it's not an Imperator.
Oh yeah. Is that the next one? Is that? Or wait, are they kind of the same size?
Oh.
That's just what.
I think the War Master is a bit smaller, isn't it?
Yeah, it's smaller. The Imperator is huge. I think it's double the size of a Warlord.
Marco, did you ever see Ross's Imperator?
Yeah, I saw it. I remember it actually, which is even better.
Yeah, so our friend has the he passed away. He had the armor cast prototype for the Imperator.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, it wasn't finished. It was like half built. And he's got it, and he passed away, and it's now sitting in his basement. And I was in touch with his family about helping to sort out his like model stuff, but I really haven't spoken to them in a long time. I just recently tried to get in contact with them again, but I haven't been able to.
That would be really a pity.
Well,
after all those years.
My dream is to restore the thing in his memory.
Wow.
This is Accommodator, Tom, from Warp Shadow.
Yeah, I know Ross.
Yeah.
You can see that if you've spoken for a while and then you come out and say, if you're not spoken to his family for a while and then you just come out of nowhere and say, "Can I have that big Titan, please?"
No. I've been speaking to like his daughter about like going through his collection. We just hadn't been in touch lately, and I'm not really. I'd love to do that as like a tribute to him, but I'm mostly interested in like helping them just figure it out because he had a lot of toys that they might not really know what to do with.
And a big piece of armor.
Oh god, the armor. They're probably holding on to the armor.
And a nice whirlpool, actually.
Well, they probably still have that.
I do remember us sharing the whirlpool.
The spawning vat?
Yep.
So, okay. Let's spitball, because we love Xenos so much. The rest of the Orc release, what do you think it's going to be?
Hopefully new boys. Because those models are old as well.
Normal boys? I agree. Highly agree. I don't know if we're going to get it, because they kind of gave us new boys with the Grot Snagas or whatever, but...
Beast Snagas, yeah, but it's still... they're one sub-area, they're not like a bulk force. If you do want to play Speed Freak...
You can take them in any clan.
Yeah, but if you don't want to do the Beast Snaggers, or you don't want to do Speed Freaks, you just want to have your vanilla set of Orcs.
Yeah.
You're using, again, the argument is you're using old models, and what's a perfect time to redo the Orcs than right now?
And
other thing,
we need new boys.
The other thing is Deathcopters. They released a great set of Deathcopters with Black Reach start set, but they never brought them out separately.
Are you serious?
What would be a better time?
Oh my god, the Orcs have been screwed so large. I can't believe those were never brought out. It reminds me of Overkill. Deathwatch Overkill. They brought out those new Gene Stealers. We've never seen them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh man.
So much of those stuff you just never see. Like, you can get the Marines, but you can't get the Gene Stealers. But it's because if they do the model as a large part of a sprue, and at the time they mixed them both armies on the same sprue, so you couldn't get they couldn't split the sprues afterwards. So that's why if you see, like with Shadow Spear, you can now buy the two halves separately, because you can't get the suppressors from the Space Marines separately. You have to get them in the box, the start collecting box set. And
how about with Overkill? All the Gene Stealer cult stuff was split, and like even the fact that the Patriarch, the Magus, and the Primus, they were on a separate sprue. So like that's the sprue you buy when you buy the Brood Coven. But for some reason they never released. Like, they could have just put the other sprue in like a start collecting box, and then you get those nice Gene Stealers. You get Aberrants, you get Neophytes, you get Acolytes, but I guess they didn't have any options on them. I don't know. It was weird.
It's nothing to do with the options. It was to do with the unit sizes. None of the sizes were a legal unit you could field.
That's a good observation.
Because you only got 4 aberrants.
Yep.
You got 2 gene stealers, the neophytes and the acolytes. They at the time, you just took them as one big squad.
Yeah,
and
you're
just
right. Good observation.
It's and choose what you wanted, and then they brought out the new rules, and it's no, you have to take them as neophytes. You have to take them as acolytes. You can't mix them between the two.
So they'd have to like put that sprue in a box and then add some acolytes and neophytes, and that would be awkward.
And an aberrant and another 3 gene stealers.
Okay.
So you think that orcs are gonna get new boys? That's a good observation. Tom, what are you hoping for from the orc release? Is it grots?
I would hope so. But no, I was thinking about the clans, because like the beast snaggers are basically just snake bites, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yep.
And like speed freaks have got plenty of weird buggies and stuff going on. So like, who else? What other clans could have some good stuff?
Oh, please say blood axes. I love blood axes.
The sneaky ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've just realised how they're going to play it off.
Well, in that video, they had the whole thing where they were like, they had the sneaky bit, and then they had like the smash them in the face bit, and I don't know if those were other like hints.
No, because they're going to play on the orc motif of the whole colours have different meaning. So with orcs, purple is sneaky. You can't see an orc painted purple.
Really? I didn't know that.
So they go like, that's the bit with orcs, like blue's lucky, red ones go faster, green is the best, purple is sneaky, so you can't see it. They'll say, oh, we did show you these orc reveals, but you couldn't see them because they were invisible.
Oh god.
They will do that. I can see them doing it.
Interesting.
Okay. I don't know the orc range very much, but do we have a shock attack gun these days?
I thought there was, wasn't there?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's aura sculpt, but still checks out.
Okay.
So sorry, Tom. What were you saying? We interrupted you. What were you thinking for the orcs?
I've kind of done with the thoughts there.
You're done with them?
Sorry.
Yeah, it's just it's probably going to be focused on one of the other clans.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's going to be more gothy, because isn't goth like the kind of like standard orc?
Yep. Used to be.
So
Gazgul.
Is Gazgul a goth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
He always had like the black and white check.
Yep. The thing that I'm really hoping for that I was sad we didn't see today was a squigoth.
A what?
A squigoth.
Yeah, true.
I thought with like beast nagas and like the biggest monsters, and they're like riding squigs, and then like in the video the cute. I really like the cute animated video thing they did with the weird like talking. There's like these big stomping sounds, and I could have sworn, I'm like, oh my god, it's a squigoth. It's a squigoth. Like, I had lunch with my wife, and then she was like sitting here beside me while I was watching the video, being like, you're such a dork. And I'm like, oh my god, it's a squigoth. She's like, why are you so excited? I'm like, it's gonna be a squigoth. She's like, what are you talking about?
Stop saying squigoth.
It didn't pan out, and I just look like a crazy person.
Are you still together, you two?
We're still together. She didn't leave me for Tom because of his sculpting. Don't worry. So yeah, I want to see a squigoth. Marco, what do you want to see?
A shock attack gun, a proper one.
Okay.
With the snorkelings teleporting into the bowels of a Terminator.
That's amazing.
That's what I want to see.
That would be so cool.
I thought there would have been more squigs in that release.
Yeah.
Based on the previews and stuff, it just seemed like there'd be all kinds of different squiggy riders, but there were only like 1.
4?
Well, they were all the same kind of squig.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, maybe that's coming. I don't know. I'm just glad that orcs are getting love. The orcs need love. Badly.
Who doesn't? Nick, who doesn't?
Well, yeah, we all need love. But, no, but seriously, though. The orcs, come on. Like, those models are old in a painful sort of way.
Yeah.
And, like, they're showing their age. Like, we have old models that look decent. They have old models that look crap.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Hard words, but true.
Like, every time someone in the friggin' chat on the preview stream is like, tell me about Tau, I'm like, shut up. Your models are fine. You've got nothing to complain about. You just got some more, like, giant war suits. It's all good, man.
Yep.
Tell me about Tau. It's like, no,
Even just Fire Warriors still look really cool.
Yeah, they're good.
Absolutely. Good as day one, I would say.
Yeah.
But Tau don't need anything new at the moment.
Problem is that
anyway.
if you play Tau, weren't they like the last one released in like 3rd edition?
I think rules-wise, they were shit. But model-wise, they're fine.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say these guys, they got their love, and now they don't know what it's like to wait.
Yep.
Listen to me, crotchety old man. Sorry, we should probably see what the hell's going on in the chat. I feel like we haven't really been.
Oh,
Absolutely.
we've missed a lot in the chat. We've missed a lot.
So do your best, Flynn. Tell us what we missed.
Okay, I'm just going to say hi to everyone first. So we're just going to read through the names first before we get anywhere. So, Symbio Joe, David Hills, Spooky S. Boneman, Barkheis, Papon Crafting, Peter Hampson, Borneo 424, Tom Wilson, Adam Weir, Hogan 13, Sean Burke. There's more to come. Daddy Gamble, Karjan. I know Atelier is here as well. No J. And Tom Wilson again. Adam Weir, the weird one. I know someone turned up recently as well. Just trying to find it.
It sounds like you're announcing like horse race horses.
Yeah. Colin Duffy. That's everyone.
Colin
Duffy made it, yeah.
That's good.
Do you still do that? Do you still do that in the UK, Tom? Like on weekends, betting on the horses?
You what?
Oh, the horse races, yeah, they happen every year.
Right.
Well, every weekend, but the Grand National is the big one that happens every year.
Okay.
I don't like horses.
You don't like horses?
They're too big.
They are very
They
large.
bite. They bite, don't they?
Yeah.
Most animals do if you treat them poorly.
Actually, my girlfriend has a horse. I don't like them either.
Oh, really? I was going to say, I dated a girl who had a horse, and I was, like, really amazed by horses. I didn't know anything about horses until I dated her, and, like, I was really, I don't know, taken with them. They're pretty neat.
Yeah.
Sorry, now that we've talked about horse racing and said hi to everyone in the chat. Any good suggestions from the chat? I think I saw Adam Wire say that he was hoping for Dreadfleet on Saturday, which would blow me away. I'd be a little disappointed. I'd be like, really, Games Workshop? That's what you spent your time on?
Okay. Now I want the Troll Bakery back.
You want what?
One bit is...
The Troll Bakery.
Troll Bakery? What?
Troll in the Bakery. Does no one remember this little game from the past? Just Google it.
No, this is a Games Workshop game, the Troll Bakery?
Trolls in the Pantry, it was called, actually.
Oh my god, I have no idea what you're talking about. I think you're having a senior moment.
I'm not drunk. Yet.
Okay. Yet.
Trolls in the Pantry. Just Google it.
It's a Games Workshop thing?
Yes.
Good lord.
Troll Bakery.
With a cassette back then.
Trolls in the Pantry.
Trolls in the Pantry. Just Google it.
Oh no.
This sounds made up to me.
I am feeling old right now.
It feels like a non-games. It feels like a non-Warhammer thing. It feels like them when they're weird, like game making days.
I think it was around White Wolf 90, 95, 96, something like this.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Trolls in the Pantry. Just Google it.
And here I was thinking that Flynn was like the ancient history of Warhammer expert.
I'm just old, okay? Leave me alone.
Do you mean trolls in the pantry?
Yeah,
exactly.
You found it?
Okay, I have found. Okay, the box of it straight away is weird.
No.
Okay, fine. I'll go look this shit up. Apparently, we're not getting anything done on this stream.
I'm working.
Oh,
Lucky you.
The chat has descended into. It's descended to who would bet on who for horses. No, but who would bet on who for horses? Kajan's gone. I wouldn't bet on that Kajan 451 horse. It's probably could go sod this and start it sounded.
I like this.
Kajan 451.
I like betting on people.
Symbio Joe. Symbio Joe's gone. Yeah. He'd bet on Daddy Gamble. What a stallion.
Oh, Daddy Gamble. Oh, Daddy Gamble. That'd be a good horse. You'd win with that one for sure.
Daddy Gamble's coming on in the inside.
No, I would bet on Spookiest Boneman.
Oh, there's actually a few in horse racing. There's actually a few names that are banned.
Like what? Like winner?
No, hoof-hearted. If you say that very quickly.
Hoof-hearted? Amazing.
That's the one I remember, but there's some other band names. I can't. I'm going to try and find them, but I'd say them slowly.
I'm hoping that I'm not doxing anyone, but I knew someone with a horse named Sinful Pleasures, which I thought was fucking amazing.
Yep.
Did they fuck the horse?
They did not.
No.
Someone else might have. It was a second-hand horse. It belonged to someone else first.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what the hell?
All right, I've got. There's a few more. There's Dick N. Cider.
Dick and Cider? Okay, that's that. Oh my god, these have actually been banned. Shit? Like people have tried.
Because if you say them very quickly, they don't sound like.
Yes, thank you. I don't actually need to say them quickly. As soon as I say them once, I'm like, gotcha. But like that. But what I'm wondering about is, has someone tried to name their horse this?
So with horse racing, you give a horse like a normal name, and then you give it a horse racing name, so it's easier for people to recognize.
Flynn, can you get a crappier mic? You're like super loud.
Hang on. Let me take out my headset.
Take some tissue paper and like put it in your mouth or something, or like put a sock over your microphone or something.
No.
You're just too clear, buddy.
1 second.
Like go find a microphone. Whoa, now I can hear myself.
Is this better?
No.
Yeah, that's why, because I have it plugged in.
Okay, so you got your headset on, but like, is the mic on a boom? Can you like pull it away from your face?
The mic is part of the headphones.
Okay, but it's not adjustable. You can't like position it.
All I can do is this, where I move it away with holding my hand.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
People with headphones will just have to cry. So we've got Trolls in the Pantry here. I got a picture of it. It looks really fucking weird. I don't see a Games Workshop logo on it anywhere. The game of greedy gobbos and grotty grub. Silly songs tape. What a mess.
That's what I grew up with, boys.
You grew up with Trolls in the Pantry.
No, I didn't. I never had it, actually. I just remember the White Wolf ad.
Apparently, there's some piece of fluff here. I don't know what the hell this is all about. Okay, that was a weird diversion.
I found the description for it.
For Trolls in the Pantry?
The description, yeah.
What was that, Tom?
It's pretty self-explanatory.
I think so, yeah. You're gonna eat all your shit.
The golden days of Games Workshop, huh? The golden days.
The golden days are right now, man. Look at all those. Oh, we were talking about Age of Sigmar, and you were saying that the fact that Age of Sigmar has such cool models, and 40K doesn't, is evidence that they love Age of Sigmar more. I don't agree with that. I think that Age of Sigmar, they completely redid Warhammer Fantasy, And when they completely redid Warhammer Fantasy, they had to like make a lot of models to kind of like make up for that. Also, right now they're doing Broken Realms, which is like Games Workshop has a pattern where right before they release a new edition of a game, they'll do like a weird thing where they like update all the codexes and they release like one model for each faction. And 40K got it a few years back with Gathering Storm, I think it was, where we got Gilliman for the first time. And then we got a lot of really big, crazy models. Like we got like the Triumvirate of Unid, all that stuff.
Well,
so they're doing that for Broken Realms now, for Fantasy, and then they're going to release a new edition of Fantasy.
But there's so much stuff coming for Age of Sigmar, which seems to be inspired and original and bold and
true.
Like for every, like it seems like 10 interesting models for every interesting 40K model these days. So maybe I'm wrong, but
I just think that it's like right now they're focusing. Okay, so 2017 was the year of 40K. Well, the year of the Space Marine. Like in 2017, they did like the whole Primaris thing, and then they've been doing Primaris since then. And that was like a big 40K play. I feel like right now they're doing like a big Age of Sigmar play, and then hopefully the pendulum swings back to 40K. Like we got a lot of 40K last year because they released the new box set, they released the new Necrons. You know?
Yeah.
Games Workshop never does both at the same time. They go big on one or they go big on the other. That's my observation of it.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's my benefit of the doubt.
Am I a bit quieter now?
You might be. Try it again.
I'm going to go a little bit lower.
Sing a song for us? Sing a song?
I don't do songs, but I can do a Gollum impression.
Oh, do it! Feel free, of course.
Silly Hobbit says no. No, I don't know. No.
That was amazing. Oh, man.
That was amazing.
So how was the volume?
The volume was okay.
Yeah. I have to say thanks to NoJ.
Suggestion that you can go into your own like laptop or whatever.
That's exactly what I did.
You could turn yours down more though.
That's definitely
because Tom's is very low.
All right, I'm just fiddling around with everything, so hopefully that's all right.
Yeah, you go fiddle around with stuff.
Yeah, let's go to 25% on both. How's that?
Try it again.
Okay, that's very low for me.
That's good for us.
I had the output volume, so I couldn't really hear you that well.
Oh, okay. No, it's the input you're looking for.
Yeah, input I've got to 25%.
Peter Hampson's here. Hey, Peter. He says he's building Plague Marines with us on his wireless headset. I hope we haven't deafened him. I might be silent because my mic is like in weird places and I like lean back from it, but I can turn up my thing as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to hit the chat?
There was the technical issues you were all waiting for.
Yeah, there you go, Tom. We told you we'd have technical issues up the wazoo.
I was not disappointed.
All right. I'm just trying to find out exactly. I know we talked about Dreadfully earlier. The only thing for me is I don't think they'll do it because I think it was 2008. I think they did the second release version of Dreadfully.
Yeah, somewhat recently.
So I think they won't do a third one for a little bit. They're mainly focusing on bringing back the older ones, like they brought back Necromunda, Blood Bowl. As I said,
so
Inquisitor
think about the old ones. It's got to be Mordheim. It's got to be
So Mordheim, I think, was going to be Cursed City because obviously they're doing everything in in the Age of Sigmar. So you can't really do Mordheim without bringing it over into the current world.
I don't really
Yeah,
care about
more
that shit,
damage
but
is
yes, I
not
understand that
cool,
they can't.
Because Epic has become Adeptus Titanicus.
True.
Aeronautica Imperialis has been redone as Aeronautica Imperialis. So which is actually they've done, I think, more factions this time round than they did originally, or they're going to get to it. And I think we might actually see some more Tyranids for it.
Don't you
obviously
tempt me.
we'll see the
Don't you lie to me.
obviously I think just because they've done the plastic Thunderhawk, I think would get the Harridan. But I'm not too sure what else. They could do the Harpy, they could do the Crow, and they could even do a Flying Hive Tyrant, but we don't know what else to do yet.
You got a point there.
What?
So
Hello?
Hello?
hello,
You still
Malcolm.
there?
Yeah, what did you
Yeah.
say? You said something and then you died. I don't know what happened.
You know what? I got a new car today, and you know what? It's a hybrid. Yay!
Good work.
Is it a Gene
Sorry.
Stealer hybrid?
God, I hope so.
Weak joke, I guess. Weak joke.
Congratulations on your new car.
Thank you.
We also have a hybrid. It's an Acolyte hybrid.
Awesome. Like what?
It's an Acolyte hybrid.
What's an acolyte?
A Gene Stealer.
Whoosh.
Yeah, whoosh. No, sorry. It's a Primus. It's a hybrid Primus. There you go.
Okay.
There's your hint.
Okay. I see. I get it now.
Good man.
Did anyone of you see the Netflix movie Love and Monsters?
Love and
Not yet.
Monsters? Oh no, I was interested in that.
Not yet.
I've been told good things.
Oh really?
It's more of a light-hearted comedy movie, but I think it's fun. It's good fun to watch. But what I found interesting about it was the setting, because it's set in an Earth where an environmental disaster just produced many huge monsters, like many mutations of animals.
Yeah.
And humanity is nearly extinct, and those survivors that are still there are forced to live underground and in shelters, and just hiding from the monsters on this surface,
Yeah.
which is pretty much the setting I had imagined back for a partially Tyranid-infested world back in the day. And I found it really inspiring to see it done like this. Of course, I would have wanted a darker movie about this, but it sort of works for me.
Nice. I feel like we should do an episode where we recommend like bad alien / monster movies, like movies that aren't great but are interesting.
Octalos.
Like, what's it called?
Octalos.
You say Talos?
Yeah.
Or no, Kronos? What's Talos?
Octalos.
Octalos, I don't know.
Like, I don't know how it's called in English. That's the German name, but it's about a sea monster, a huge sea monster, which has overtaken an ocean liner, and has the spawn on the ocean liner.
I know this, and I don't remember what it's called in English either.
Is it Deep Rising?
Yes, it's Deep Rising. Thank you.
There we go.
That's it. Watch it.
And the pirates on Deep Rising have these like mini guns that have no ammunition clips, and they're just never.
Interesting.
But it's a good movie. It's a good movie, isn't it? For a movie.
Yeah, good in a bad way.
I like
monster way. So I think I've recommended it on the stream before, but I watched Pandorum with Nora the Norn.
She watched
it
it
years ago.
Yeah, Pandorum. It's like Gene Stealers on a space Hulk, kind of.
I think I've mostly forgotten it.
The idea is that like humans are going to this distant world and they're all in hibernation, but something happens and some of them get woken from their hibernation early, and they're being injected with this serum that makes them hyper evolve. So it's meant to be that they wake up and they go to this planet, and then once they reach the planet, they hyper evolve to adapt to the planet. But they get woken up from stasis on the ship, and then they hyper-evolve to the ship. So you get like these like super efficient killing machines because they hyper-evolved on the ship instead of on the planet.
See, that sounds a lot cooler than I remember it being.
It's not a great movie. It's a fun movie. Like we're not talking like super great. We're not talking like Arrival here. We're talking like B movies, but inspiring from a monster perspective.
Yeah.
Like Skyline. Marco, Hydra, Simon, Marco, and my favorite.
Absolutely.
Not a good movie, but a good alien movie.
Absolutely.
Apparently, the sequels to it are really good.
I heard the sequels are
They're much
terrible.
better.
No.
I heard they're horrific.
horrible. It's horrible. Did I mention it's horrible?
Yeah, that's all I've heard.
No,
It's like Alien vs Predator 2, where it's just a teen comedy with aliens.
Oh God, I forgot about Alien vs Predator 2. Why did you remind me?
I thought we were just all of us knowing that one there. Also, Alien 3.
Alien 3 is a decent movie, but not a good alien movie.
It's but it's what happens if the studio and a lead actor gets too involved with the script writing.
Who is the lead
There's
actor?
a case for it. Sigourney
Dance?
Weaver.
Oh, really?
She wanted to do it with no guns in the film.
And she wanted
And
to
so
die.
that's
She wanted-
why
she
it's
wanted-
on.
Then this one.
She wanted to what, Marco?
She wanted to die, which she did.
And then they brought her back.
Yep.
As a cloud, yeah.
Hey man,
In
I
the
love me some Alien Resurrection. That shit is fun.
Oh yeah,
No.
that film, that was so much better. I think it goes
No.
Aliens. It has to go Aliens first, full stop.
What?
As in to rank them.
we're not
Aliens
ranking
is
them.
the best out of all of them.
Bad things are gonna happen.
That's why I'm just leaving it. It's the stat one. It's
I think
Prometheus
that's the
is a
easy
terrible
answer.
one.
I think saying I don't know. I still think Alien itself is like really fucking good. But it's not it's a monster movie, like pure and simple.
It sure is.
Aliens is an action movie.
Yes.
Well, in a way, I wouldn't say it's the classic action movie. It always gets classed into this, but for me, it's more of a suspense movie with great
Oh,
character
okay.
action,
With what?
great characters, and great
The characters are pretty
like-
good.
yeah. And what happens between the characters is for this kind of movie is like so much depth and nuances in it. With Burke and Gorman and Vasquez and Hudson and Hicks, and they all have their own relationships changing and their own journeys in the movie. So well done.
Just thought of another one. The Thing, but not the original. The prequel/sequel film they did.
Oh, the new one. It wasn't so bad. I
Recently.
saw it.
Ooh.
It's boo
It's
as
not gonna
in
compete with the
it's a
original,
terrible
but it's
film.
not. It's watchable.
It's because it's set just before the original one.
But have you ever seen the pilot design, which wasn't used in the movie?
The what?
The pilot design. Nico, did you Google it? There was an
Pilot
alien
design
pilot.
for the Thing?
Yes, there was an alien pilot which was like killed by the Thing, and there was an awesome original creature design which sadly wasn't used. It was a practical effect. And please Google it and show it to the audience now because we all want to see it.
Show it to the audience now. Do it now.
Do it now.
It's that good.
You will do it
Really
now. Sorry, it's
Yeah.
from the 2006 version or whatever?
Yes,
Oh my. Holy shit, Marco.
you will like it. Trust me.
1 sec. Good, well observed, my friend.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Hold on.
I'm just waiting for chat's. I'm just waiting for chat's response to this.
Jetzt wird
Ja, Sekunde, lieber. Moment.
awesome.
Jetzt.
Hallo, Norn Queen.
Du musst Hallo sagen. Nick hat dich gerade gegrüßt.
Hello.
I will not say your name, don't worry. We don't want to dox you.
Hello.
Du bist sehr
Hello.
Hello.
I don't know what's happening.
Oh my god, this thing is like... Oh, there we go. I can do this. Okay, no making out on the stream.
Sorry, too
bedroom.
late, too late.
Is this what we were talking about, Marco? Can you see?
Right now I don't see it. Give me a second.
It'll come up. Oh, Kajan, that wasn't Nora. That was Hey Marco, what's the fake name that we're gonna come up with for your Norn Queen?
Oh damn, it's Miriam.
That's Miriam, the Norn Queen.
A fake name. We need a fake name. Idea.
I thought we should go for Aaron.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but they're better pictures, I think.
Hold on. There are many pictures here.
Actually, we can find the picture of the prop they used. I nearly bought a mask a couple of years ago, which was a 1-to-1 cast of the movie.
Like
It's
this
such
thing?
an amazing design. I think it's
This
that.
looks practical.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They have. That's a.
With the 3 eyeballs?
Exactly. They were moving like a gelatinous mass.
That is
socket
proper creepy.
eyeball moving, and it's got
Yes.
it's got such this weird crotch. No, not a crotch. It's like how do you call it? Throat tentacle thing coming out of his mandibles. You
Yeah.
can see on the bottom of the picture.
Yeah.
Awesome design, and the limbs are so weird.
Symbio Joe's gone disgusting, and I mean the kiss.
Oh, here we go. Here's a really good one, Marco. Hold on. Let's see if I can pull it up.
Okay.
Never try. What is going on with my chat?
Trying to get a bigger one. 1 sec. Goddamn. This looks like a practical shot of like the head, and then there's like
That's
the
the body
kind
shape.
of
That's
tentacle.
the whole body shape. Yeah, but it's hard to make out how it looks really, of all the limbs of the head and everything. But the idea is this was the pilot of the crashed spaceship. The thing arrived on Earth.
Oh, so it wasn't the Thing's spaceship.
No, well, it was the spaceship in which the thing arrived on Earth, but it was an alien pilot which the thing overtook to take it somewhere. So it's just another alien species.
Oh man, it's so
Which
cool.
fell prey to the thing. It's an awesome design. I love it to death.
You almost bought this?
Yeah, I was hard on the heels of a 1-to-1 cast of the movie I had, but sadly I failed to get it in the end, which was really
It's beautiful.
Wanting.
I'm sorry this didn't show up in the movie. This would have made the movie better.
absolutely, and much more original, which the movie lacked. It was like a nice remake, but it didn't bring anything new to the table. It was very well done, but not very original.
It
Yeah.
was just full of callbacks, wasn't it?
What was that?
Sorry?
Tom?
It was full of callbacks to the original.
Full of callbacks to the original?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, like it showed the ice cube that had that first one in that they find in the first film.
Yeah, like it was a very good
Absolutely.
reference to the first movie, like in terms of
Absolutely.
lining them up, but
So Vermis says, if you want a great site for looking at creature designs, visit monsterlegacy.net.
oh,
I
this just
would
came up on
approve
Monster
it.
Legacy. Like that's literally what I put
Yeah.
up here.
okay, nice.
I would, if the message is in chat, I would approve it, but it's just not letting me
Hold on,
for
let me
some
try.
reason. Mm.
What? Error? Try again.
Yeah, that's what I keep
Shit is
getting.
this?
Vermis, what did you manage to do? You broke YouTube.
Good work, Vermis. You broke it.
But also, welcome.
Yeah, we got like the whole Warp Shadow crew here. We got Tom, we got Marco, got Vermis. I'm gonna type in
Aw.
chat.
Kajan's gone, that pilot thing goes into my Tyranid inspiration folder.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It should. It should.
Colin Duffy's gone, that's an excellent creature, but it's the wrong choice for the thing. The formlessness of the thing was a good story choice.
No, I
Yeah,
think it's
I
not the
think,
thing.
as you've explained.
Yep. It's a prey creature. Just as we are.
The prey creatures. Nice.
Now,
So this is what happens when you let
else?
your green stuff go off and you don't sculpt on it fast enough, and then you hurriedly try to get something done at the last minute. Let's see what happens.
Oh, Tom Wilson's gone in one of the bits for the films, one of his favourite films, Starship Troopers.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Question for you guys: have you seen the sequels to Starship Troopers?
I have
Sadly,
not,
yeah.
but I want to. Oh, you know what I've seen? There was that CG TV show they made, Razak's Roughnecks or whatever.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Rico's Roughnecks.
Thank you.
Okay.
I didn't see that one.
I've seen the second one, but I've not seen the third one.
The second film.
Yes.
What'd you think?
Third,
The second one, they went really weird with it, didn't they? And they were like mind controlling and.
I did not see it. How was the creature design?
It was exactly the same, so
Okay.
pretty good. But
The
it
first
was
one-
more. It was kind of slower. It was like the opposite of Alien and Aliens. It kind of goes back to just a.
yeah. Like siege style of movie, isn't it?
That I was trying to think which one was. What was the third one about then?
That one is kind of fun. It's more lighthearted, I think, and just plays around with these religious themes, and has an awesome theme song actually, from the point of an inspirational officer singing a motivational song for the troops, which is hilarious.
Okay.
And it
It
has those robotic suits in the end, like those
yeah,
really
that interests
low
me.
armored suits with bad CGI, sadly.
Oh,
but it's
damn,
kinda
that doesn't
fun.
interest me.
It has a gigantic brain bug in the end, which is pretty good actually.
Yeah.
Like the ant enemy, but no, it's not a good. It's not a good movie, but more fun than the second, certainly.
Yeah, if it goes in a silly direction again, I'd probably be into it.
Yeah, it does.
Well, wasn't the first one kind of silly? I remember being kind of like with the like, would
Very.
you like to know more and crap like that.
Well, nice story. I saw it when I was kind of young, and
Yeah.
I just didn't get the satire. I just expected a cool science fiction action movie, and I was just disappointed because I just didn't get the satire part,
Yeah.
which is, with hindsight, really weird for me because how can you overlook this? I don't know. But I did.
Hey, you want to know about overlooking the satire? I don't know if this is like too deep a cut from like English literature, but when I read Animal Farm, I thought it was about animals.
Good one.
Oh shit, we lost Tom.
Tom just dropped off.
Yeah, he had enough of our bullshit. I can understand.
I'm
Oh.
not surprised.
He's coming back.
Why? Why would you?
Yeah, that pilot's really cool. Good tip, Marco.
Yeah, thanks.
The
It's
thing
awesome.
pilot.
I was so hyped to just get the headcast. I was so
And it
freaked
just
out
it
that
fell through. German Customs took it away from you. What happened?
No. I just lost the opportunity to buy it because someone else put much more money than me, and it was gone in an instant. I was just too late.
Damn it!
It wasn't me.
It was totally fun.
Normally it would be. You saw the giant I got at the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't have that sort of money.
You spent it.
How much
already.
was it? How much was it, Flynn?
A lady never says.
A fair bit, but it's long out of production, and I wanted it, so
Hey
that's
man,
fine.
if you took
We
out a
all
kidney and bought a
understand
protonid with it, I would not judge you.
Pardon?
We all understand you. No worries.
I said if you pulled out a kidney and bought a protonid, I would not judge you.
Oh, so I actually did a little bit more research into it.
Of
Apparently,
course you did.
some people believe that only 17 were ever released
That's a very
Wow.
or
specific.
ever given
number.
out to people. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking it could have been something to do with
So Jess clearly has
people who
one.
designed it.
Maybe Phil has
Sure.
one. I guess that's probably before Phil's time.
Definitely.
That's why I doubt it will ever come up. And also, I think if it ever comes up for sale, it will be over £1,000, like £1 to get it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
there was
like
an
the going
unreleased
price for
Elixir
like
model.
super unreleased rare shit?
No, because an unreleased Lictor went for about £200 in the last 3 years.
Isn't the unreleased one
when
just
it came
like
up.
a wiggly tail instead of a straight tail or something, or a straight tail instead of a wiggly tail?
I looked at it again. There's a little bit more for it, but basically, yeah, it's the feeder tendrils are more like suckers.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom's back. Welcome back, Tom.
Hello.
Hey, Tom.
I have a
We're
link.
talking about how many kidneys Flynn would give to get the unreleased protonode.
I would give more than I own.
3 kidneys.
Whose they are? That is a different story. There you go.
So do you have a eBay warning for protonid now?
No, it's something I know will never go up on eBay. It will go to like private seller stuff because of how rare it is.
Really? Okay.
I do have a fan version of it, which is about twice the size.
They do?
Okay.
Yeah, there's someone selling them on eBay. They're like quite a bit bigger, but it's still the same sculpt. But someone's just done the sculpt themselves.
Interesting.
I've just posted in our chat, our Discord, about the link to what the prototype Lictor looks like.
Let's see. Do not open this link. Flynn is trying to hack you. Yes, open it. Oh, what? That is strange. Hold on a second. That is very different.
Yeah.
Look at this weirdo. That oh. So that was
Just
on
got
sale?
a question from Kash. Yeah, that was on sale a while ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. Box. Kajan asks, what is it that you're working on right now?
That's going to be a new one. These guys.
So what are those? Tell us more.
I'm calling them gushers. They're to go with my corn guys, but they'd proxy as chaos spawn. But the idea is they're just like walking chalices of blood, basically.
I think they're horrifying and I love them.
And yeah, I'm going to use one of these spooky boys' heads as like blood being vomited out of it.
Oh, gross! I love it.
Oh. What's the main base of the model that you're using for it?
It's a river troll.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
Because of all the work you've already done to it, I can't see what the original model was.
Yeah, there's not a lot done to it. It's just chopping the neck off.
So one of the things that I love the most about Tom's work is that he's really good at like repurposing bits in like different places that you would never expect them to be. Like for example, on this nifty little Dactylus I have here, he took the mandibles from Trigon and he flipped them around, and the ball sockets are now creepy looking eyes for spotting the prey.
No.
And then we've got some Tyranifex arms here that are being used as legs. That works well. What else we got? That's all the brilliance I can spot right now. But the other thing that he blew my mind with and that I've since ripped off is taking the Carnifex torso. Oh, I thought you flipped this around, but it looks like you just like cut it in really nicely.
Are those crushing claw, like the carapace and the crushing claws put on the legs?
Oh yeah. Sorry, that's another bit. I didn't even notice it because it fits so well. That on the legs of the Dactylus, the Carnifex carapace plates off the the crushing claws are used as the leg plates.
I forgot I'd done that.
You forgot you'd done it? This is what happens when you got so many good ideas. You can actually, I was reflecting on doing something like this for a Lictor or a Tyranid Prime size creature, but taking the armor plates off of a Scything Talon, like a monster size Scything Talon, and using that as the upper thigh.
Yeah,
it works pretty well.
The Trigon Scything Talon armor is quite easy it's thicker, so it's quite easy to chip away the claw itself and just the armor plates.
The Trigon has just got so much good shit. Like, that is like, if I were to pick a couple of kits that are my favorite bits boxes, the Trigon is definitely one of them.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like the model, but the bits are great.
And the model's fine. I just like stealing all its bits.
I think it's been the basis of quite a few conversions for myself. That tail is just so great for so many different things.
Yeah, and you've done it all over the place. You've used that tail. Okay, I gotta run to the toilet. I'll be right back.
Have fun.
Oh, where's my out of office? Oh, here's my out of office.
So Flynn.
Yes.
What's the chat doing?
So Beardy 40k in response to Box's models is saying he's positively gushing.
Hello, Beardy.
And also says you're a beast and got an epic annihilation barge off him that he then butchered.
He didn't.
Pixar, it didn't happen.
Point.
So normally we do Ox at the beginning of the stream, but is there anything you guys saw on Instagram this week that you wanted to? Is that it just gave you some inspiration for something?
Tom?
I can't remember now. I'd have to get it up on my phone, but my phone is currently filming.
Because for myself, sorry, Tom.
I was going to say I definitely like. I think it's Ironbeak, Recruit Mercenaries.
Okay.
And the stuff he's been working on.
Yeah, he's been doing quite a lot. His crew stuff is brilliant.
Was it the like these hover sleds pulled by Crew Hounds?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that today. Yeah.
Yeah, very.
They're great.
Marco, what about yourself?
I actually haven't spent much time on Instagram this week because I was so busy job-wise. So no. But my story for the week was that I'm just currently working on an Inquisitor Night Titan. And the funny thing is, I tried to get a regal commanding pose with it, and it just fucked it up completely. For some reason, it didn't work out that well. And I mean, you all know about this, but it was really an interesting lesson to see again how sometimes the conversion takes a life of its own, and you just have to follow the shape that's coming sometimes, because in the end, the regal commanding post just wasn't there for me. But for the first steps I worked on the model just demanded a different solution, and I think in the end it came out great. But I just had to say goodbye to the initial idea I had, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that always sucks. Just for the mod that you've got the idea, but the model doesn't want to work with it.
Yeah, but it just taught me again how to be flexible about it, not to be stuck into it has to be like this, but just to follow what's happening.
Yeah, and sometimes it'll end up better than you thought.
Absolutely.
So there's one I saw like today, and I saw it like just after last week's stream, was Walton's Workshop. He's doing a Stonecrusher Carnifex with a bioflail, but he's the only bit that he's using that's from the normal Stonecrusher is the claw itself. He's made his own bioflail and the spikes on the carapace armor, So the spikes he's used basically parts from it's either the hive crone or the harpy, the spikes for the carapace. But what he's done to make the bioflail, he's used the toxicrene tentacles and cut them down to make them shorter. And I think that looks a lot better than the Forge World bioflail itself.
Interesting.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah. He's quite small on Instagram, actually. He's only been going... Okay, he's on Print for a while, but he doesn't post very often.
Okay.
But for chat, I'm just reading through it quickly first. So Kajan goes, it's about you, Tom, about you saw your use of the Sylvaneth for chaos infested cultists, and he definitely had that. Kajan had the idea for Zinch Horrors, and it looked great, and he would definitely do something with it. That's one on inspiration for someone else. Colin Duffy says he noticed on Facebook Carnifex based on the picture that Nick was using for inspiration for Hell.
Someone ripped off my Hell? What's going on?
Yeah, Colin Duffy.
Colin,
I'll say if you give me a link.
Colin, I think you're on... Oh, yeah. Colin, I think you're on Insta, right?
And then Pete Hampson's gone. My horror specs conversion was a major inspiration for specifically for the posture, and he was really pleased with how the Fujimi mantis claws worked as mandibles. The horospex head was surprisingly tricky to assemble. Weird parts break down. The tongue ended up as part of the tail, though. And I just butchered reading that.
You sure did.
But that's part of my dyslexia. I'm going with that. Let me see. Oh yeah, I see what he means. Yeah, I saw it earlier. All right, I'm still going to end up making my version of the artwork as well, Peter. But just like even just you putting the normal Tervagon legs on there look amazing as well, just on the normal body.
Talking about a hair specs or? Yeah,
so he's Peter _Evil Eye on Instagram for anyone who doesn't know. So he's basically taking the whole bit of using the main horror specs body, putting the Tyranifex legs at the back instead of the shorter, stubbier ones, giving it the middle arms from the Tervagon and Tyranifex, and then he's done his own mouth for it with some mantis claws.
Nice.
Yeah. Pretty good so far.
Yeah, I much prefer the far more mobile looking Tyranifex over the big beefy bullfrog look. Oh, sorry, not Tyranifex, Haruspex.
Haruspex, yeah. It just seems more of a beast that will get in to combat first rather than slowly going. Like the slow going works for the Exocrine, but for a Haruspex, it doesn't work for me.
Absolutely.
I agree.
You really nailed it. Version. I'm tempted to copy it, actually.
Oh no.
Go for it.
We got another Xerox tyrant kicking around?
Nah.
So apparently Colin sent me a screenshot. I think I can pull that up. One sec. Oh, the lictors on Stuff of Legends. That's the best website ever. The unreleased lictor? Is that Stuff of Legends?
Oh yeah, so
oh no, it's collecting Citadel miniatures. I thought that was Stuff of Legends. Sorry.
So Stuff of Legends and collecting Citadel miniatures, to my knowledge, they are very linked to websites.
Oh, he's talking about Protulit Tenebris. And I wouldn't call that a ripoff of my of Hell at all. Very different. I'll pull it up here. So it's Boyd Murdoch's Carnifex. He posted it recently. Oh, I'm trying to share a video. Here we go. So this is Boyd Murdoch's old One Eye. He's been working on this for a while, like a long while. So he's got a cool split back carapace there with the piece from the Neurothrope coming up through the middle. It's huge and beefy.
Oh yeah.
What are you talking about, Nick?
I'm sharing it on YouTube. He's one of, I can't remember what he used to. He's a member of the Warp Shadow, old Warp Shadow crew. Protulit Tenebris, otherwise known as Boyd Murdoch. He did a giant old One Eye. So this is the picture that Colin Duffy shared with me, saying that it looked like it was a version of Hell, but I'd say this is pretty different.
Is that one that's got Haruspex claws?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
And it's got like that very unique scheme. Actually, the scheme looks like old One Eye, except for red underneath instead of black. But then the carapace plates are kind of like a blacky purple with like the yellow kind of markings on them. Yeah, he's really cool. He even improved. I missed that. He improved on the Haruspex claws by incorporating like a, I think it's like a, oh god, what is that? Toxicrene body? No, sorry, not Toxicrene. What are the little ones called?
Venom.
Venomthrope.
Thank you, Venomthrope body or something like that. He incorporated it into the claws, which is a pretty neat solution. Yeah, he's been working on it for a while and posting like work in progress stuff. So that concept is.
I've just seen a comment. Sorry, just a comment from Daddy Gamble saying, "I'm gonna make me a Carnifex, new 2 eyes." I'd expect that from I expect that stuff from Symbio Joe, but
hey, was Daddy Gamble here when we decided that Daddy Gamble's horse was going to win the Derby?
I can't remember. Oh, Beardy 40k has just gone. I feel like the dirty imposter here, being a Death Watch player, but damn, those nids are tempting me over to the dark side.
Hey, there was that one box that had Genestealer, Cult, and Deathwatch. They're practically the same army. Come on over.
Absolutely.
Join us. We have biomass.
Is anyone on this actually working on NIDS though?
I am.
Okay.
Oh, Marco. Actually, yeah, Marco usually works on NIDS. That's a good point.
What? Sorry?
Tom rightfully asked if anyone on here is actually working on Tyranids.
On what?
On the Creature Conference. Is anyone on the Creature Conference actually working on Tyranids?
Nope. Not me.
Well, actually, yeah, good thing there's a Beardy 40k is a Deathwatch player because Marco's working on a Deathwatch Titan.
I am. And it's coming out good, I think.
Oh yeah, Tom, you can't see my video. I'm working on the Dominatrix.
At least one is working on the Tyranid model here. Whew.
Yes.
But no one is working on the original mission model. Not one of us.
Quiet you.
I just realised I finished my Harridan in the same amount of time it's taken you guys to get to where we are right now with the models.
Yeah, thanks.
But then again, I
right,
am
tough guy.
Well, is it? Then again, I have worked on it a lot. I think I've worked a lot more time, spent a lot more time on it anyway.
Flint, no excuses. You're out. Go.
Yeah, you're done, Flint. See you later. Not because we're mad, just because you finished your project, man. You're done.
I started another one. I started the Bath. No, was it the Bath? No, the Scythe Hyrule one.
Fancy.
Like they're just not even that big anymore, are they?
What's that?
like Hydra jewels were sort of the second biggest nid, and then you put them next to a Tyranifex or whatever now, and it's just like a bit puny.
No, aren't they still pretty big compared to a Tyranifex?
They are.
I'd say they're still pretty big. I've got one in a box here somewhere.
You've technically got one in front of you.
Yeah, right. This thing's gotten so much bigger than a hair duel. It's not even really worth comparison.
So I'm just using the Maw Crusher as the basis for it, and I've got the base layer of the plates done with the epoxy sculpt.
Yeah.
But it's going over with the green stuff to give it a bit more definition and everything. Well, that's going to take me a while.
Yeah, you can do that forever.
Yeah. I just got the front. So what I'm doing is the front pair of Siren Talons, and just going to use the normal claws and put like big shields on the front of it. I've done that. Those are sorted out, but it's working on the actual big Siren Talons, which I'm using Haruspeck's middle limbs for.
Yeah.
And everything else from there. That's gonna take me quite a bit of time, I think, just to figure out all the positioning and all the other stuff.
Marco, how's your exocrine coming?
Beautifully. It's nearly finished.
Cool.
No, it's not.
I was trusting you, man.
Oh, damn. No, I'm not. The thing is, sometimes you work on a model and you just have to finish it before you have space for anything else in your head.
Agreed.
And I feel the whole Night Titan thing has really taken over my life right now, because I need to finish these models. Good news is that the Inquisitor Night Titan, which is kind of the main thing, is the fourth and final Questoros model.
Yeah.
And after this, I'm really hoping I can finish the Exocrine again. But right now, this just had to be done. It was just one mad rush of just doing this, because I think no one really has done an army of interesting Night Titan poses so far. There were a couple single ones which were nicely converted, but I think you can do so much more with the poses, because the stock model is just like the old second edition Space Marines, just standing around with 90-degree angles like a robot on standby.
Yeah, I feel like the most interesting I've seen done with the Night Titans is people use Chaos Night Titans because the legs are more articulated.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I did. I bought the same leg pieces which the Chaos Night Titan uses for my loyalist ones, because it just makes the legs more interesting and the whole body shape bigger. I assume they wanted to do it for the loyalists in the first place, but there wasn't enough space on the sprue, which is why the legs look too
interesting.
The legs look too short for the model. They're just the upper torso is nice and extremely posable, actually, but the legs of the loyalist stock model are just like, you can't do anything with them if you don't spend a lot of work for them, which is why it doesn't lend itself to easy pose conversions nicely. Yeah. That's why they all look the same.
Yeah, but I think now, after some time with 3D printing and everyone else, and this kit's been out for a while, people are starting to print their own things for it to give them that ability.
Yeah, Marco is the number one fan of all those. He's the number one patron of all those people.
I think so.
He's keeping them all in business single-handedly.
Absolutely. I spent like $1,000 on Taro model maker and Legio models together, I think, only for conversion parts for the Night Titans.
But you still haven't convinced them to make stuff custom for you?
I tried, but I think the Russian language barrier, it just wasn't possible to get any kind of meaningful conversations happening with them. I don't know why.
You told us. They're like, thank you for your business. Hey,
exactly.
Can you do something custom for me? Thank you for your business. Exactly. No, actually, I want you to sculpt something. Oh, thank you. We're glad you're so happy.
That's exactly what happened. I pretty much said, I want to pay anything that you ask me for. Just do this kind of stuff. Thank you. We are happy you like our work.
Oh my god.
I'm offering money. I'm having fistful of bucks here. I'm waving at you. Look at me. Bucks. Thank you.
They're not interested in your business. They're doing their own thing.
Weird. But I found a good compromise and just bought some of the existing parts. But yeah. not as efficient as I would have liked.
Oh, too bad.
So I'm just checking. The Beardy 40k says Tarot Model Maker on Instagram is good for night parts.
That's where,
So-
Marco bought all his stuff. He was just saying that.
Look at my
Yeah.
camera right now. This is Tarot Model Maker. This is the hips are from Tarot Model Maker. The gun is from Tarot Model Maker. This gun is from Tarot Model Maker, and the candles on the Inquisitor carapace are from Tarot Model Maker. So, I think on Tarot Model Maker alone, I probably spent like 500 £, something. I don't know. A lot of
Jesus.
money.
Amazing.
Yep.
So there you
Double
go,
stuff.
Beardy.
For example, when you look at the camera right now, there's a huge hammer for the Inquisitor, like a gigantic hammer, which is
Yeah,
from
it's a
Tarot
good
Model
one.
Maker.
It's nice.
And his hands are extremely posable. You can do a lot with his hands because the fingers are all single digits, and you pretty much can pose them however you want to. And you can get some mad combinations with the hands and the weapons he sells. The huge chain axes from Tarot Model Maker as well.
Nice.
So many conversion opportunities, and if you combine this with magnetizing your stuff, it's like it actually feels like an action figure, because I made a lot of surplus arms now, and you can exchange these arms from one model to the next. And if the stock pose you get with a model is good in the beginning, you can get so many amazing options just making models different with just exchanging different arms. It's just not like the miniature we were used to, but like action figures, but cooler.
Cool.
First time I magnetized anything, I had a good feeling about it, because normally magnetizing just leads to boring poses, because for you playing the games you can exchange your weapons, which is not anything that would inspire me. But in this situation, I was able to get a huge variety of posing options, exchanging the arms and weapons. It's really interesting, because magnetizing just offers a solution which I have never tried before like this. And I think it would be possible with Tyranids in the same way. Which is why I would really like to see a gigantic Tyranid kit like the Night Titan.
Yeah, we need something. I think it's just going to be a Hierophant, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Which, like, just this, I think it's just going to be the standard Hierophant, but in plastic form.
Why do you think this?
Because they already have a design for it.
But have they done anything like this in the last years?
I would say that the Tyrannifex is a. Oh, you mean like straight ported over a Forge World model? Have they done that?
Yep, exactly.
I would ask Flynn. I feel like Flynn would know if they've done that.
As in,
sorry, what was that, Tom?
Trigon was Forge World first.
True.
Yeah, but
That
it
would
was
be
a
the
long time
first
ago.
Example. Yeah.
we're saying if they'd move the model from Forge World over to
40K.
Standard Games Workshop. They've
Plastic
done with the
side of it.
Baneblade.
That's
Also
old. Modern.
long,
Like more
long
recent examples.
More recent.
Baneblade.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head that's been recent they've done it for.
That's why I was
Actually,
so skeptical. I think they used to do this, but not anymore.
wait. I think they did it with the Mangler Squigs when Age of Sigmar came out. That the Mangler Squigs used to be a Forge World
That would be
where
recent.
they were like the one on top of the other. I think they've moved them over.
That would be recent.
But that's the only thing that comes, because what's mainly happened instead is Forge World's gone, either the molds are broken or they've gone, you know what, we're not doing this anymore. Because obviously they did the Mark 4s and Mark 3s power armor. I know you don't like it, Nick, but
I promised there would be no power armor in the stream.
there is a little bit more from Peter Hampson saying about the Contemptor.
Oh, goddamn.
Yes, but
That's kind of... That
yeah,
was like
that
5
came
years
over.
ago, maybe? Wasn't it?
I think a bit more than 5.
Yeah, maybe.
That's where Betrayal at Calth was out and stuff like that. But apart from that, I can't think of anything, because obviously the Flying Hive Tyrant, that got moved over when they did the plastic
Not
Hive
the
Tyrant
same,
kit.
though, very different.
But not, yeah, it's different sculpt and everything.
And
I can't think.
A long time ago too.
Yeah. They're the only things I can think of straight off my top of my head.
The
that
Mangler
got
Squig
moved
is a good
over.
one.
But it's mainly stuff that gets taken out of production more than gets moved over.
I think it's not the modus operandi. And by the way, Nick, I just reread an old mail exchange I had with the studio where they explicitly boasted using the Hierophant design for the Tyranofex. So yeah, you're right with your assumption that it's pretty linked with each other.
It would just be like a larger Tyranofex, right? If they brought
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know if that's
Well,
really
still
a
be
boast.
more
Like, that was Jess's design, right? So
it was, yeah. Well, that being said, I do have more faith in the studio these days because I see the Gene Stealer cult releases being so creative and so full of life. And I don't think they would just port the Hierophant over these days because it's too old. It's too old. I don't think so.
It's not a perfect design, but it's a pretty solid design.
And it's too big too. I don't think they do these kind of sizes in plastic yet. Maybe they will. But the Tyranid model we would see would be bigger than a Trigon, but certainly not as big as a Hierophant.
Yeah.
Oh, technically, the other ones they've ported over. Now, this is a very technical one because Adeptus Titanicus, at all the new knights and stuff, because they've all designed it in the CADs files and then printed them, they can basically get those files, shrink them down, and then just make them into molds that way.
That is a good point. But they probably wouldn't have that for the Hierophant.
I think that was like the Dimmacaran was probably sculpted.
Well, it was hand sculpted. We saw Trish do it, right?
Yeah, even though a lot of people in the chat have already said like they really don't like those claws, I mean the talons.
The Dimacron ones?
Anything about it.
Yeah, Garen's talons.
What was that, Tom?
So I don't like anything about it.
No. That's basically the theme of the stream. You can come back anytime, Tom. You got this down. Dump it on the Dimacron.
Cool.
We gave her a name. We'll call it the name. It's Karen.
Yes, dumping on Karen.
Actually, they seem to be all the rage these days on gaming tables for Tyranids because some rules update made them so effective that competitive armies these days use 2 of those ugly motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Well, you just got to convert them. Make them pretty.
Yeah.
Nobody does.
I don't understand. It's like you could buy a Turvagon box for under £40 and convert the model basically from what's already in that kit.
Yeah.
If you're playing competitively, I don't know about other tournaments, but I know that, like, for example, Adepticon, you can't use a Forge World model unless you own the model. Because they don't want people like, oh, look, I converted it. And it's like a really shitty conversion that no one would ever mistake for the actual unit. So there might be, if you're playing competitively, you might need to have the original.
That just brings into... for me, that's just bringing elitism into hobby.
No, but
you can't use this unless you can afford it.
Is that, like, our entire hobby is that. You want to use Games Workshop models? I hope you can afford them.
But I mean, isn't like I want to convert my own models. I want to be the more unique. Oh, but you want to use this Forge World model where, for example, you live in Australia or something where getting anything shipped, any model is expensive in the first place. And I want to use a Dimmacaran. I'm going to convert it out the cheapest alternative I can get. Oh, but I'm not allowed to use it in a tournament because it's not a legitimate model and I can't afford.
I'm not saying all tournaments do that. I'm saying Adepticon does it. And Adepticon, I don't know, maybe it's like higher tier, but I can understand it because, like, you could do a really shitty conversion and you could make it too small. You can make it too short or something, like, and then like get some gaming advantages that way. So
I can understand it that way, and especially like because I know in America they've actually will be having the proper production stuff over there. But
they're producing Forge World in the States?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's to help reduce the costs and stuff, because the States is one of the bigger markets for them. So why not reduce imports and everything on there by just being able to produce it over there as well?
Interesting. I did not hear that.
Oh, Kajin just goes, just wait for the new codex. They'll be gone again.
The macarons, probably. There'll be like some like plastic version thereof.
Yeah, and BD40K. So the last port would be the new Adeptus, not Adeptus, Aeronautica Imperialis. He said a specific model, but I'm not going to mention it because it's power armor. So the Eldar ones that are coming out.
Yeah. But
so the new Eldar ones.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, they are Forge World, I guess.
Yeah. So they're just doing smaller versions of the Forge World models at the moment, the ports.
Yeah, but that's what you could do with the Hierophant. Like it is very large, but you could like scale it down. You could be like, actually, a Hierophant is not actually this big. It's this big. Because like back in Epic 40K, the Hierophant and the Hairduel were the same size. Roughly.
But it won't happen.
It won't happen.
I think it's rather unlikely.
They are. It's like half a centimeter difference.
So yeah, essentially.
Really?
Yeah. Marco, I do have basically the Museum of Nids.
Okay.
Yeah, Flynn doesn't mess, man. Come on. He's got him on his table. He's measuring them right now.
Oh no, I've got a photo. It's a photo on Instagram for it.
Oh.
Pardon, Marco?
Okay.
The next thing will be coming is a Space Fleet image next week.
Awesome.
That's what I'm hoping. Like Battlefield Gothic is next, because
I think it would make sense. I don't know if it's going to happen.
There's a reason why I think it will happen is because with the old world, they're using the same designs they've used for Total Warhammer 3 for the models.
Oh yeah,
because a lot of the stuff they've released is there's a lot of the concept artwork for Total Warhammer 3. And obviously, because they had the Battlefield Gothic Armada games 1 and 2, they would have already done the design stuff for it all there.
That's smart.
So what would be an easy way for Games Workshop to go, all right, your designs that you've made, because it's our IP, we own the rights to it, we're going to use these and make models for them.
Wow.
They've already got the whole ranges already created. It will just be making the molds, printing them, here we go.
That's smart. I like it.
Beardy 40k goes, Flynn is the 40k equivalent of Marvel's The Collector. Yes, I am Trazyn the Infinite. Fermus goes, it's almost as if a game based entirely around selling models from one single company has, dare I say it, wild as it may seem, has drawbacks.
Good point. Good point.
I'm going up a bit because there's a bit more I think about tournaments and stuff. So Kajan goes, most official tournaments have this X percentage needs to be GW model rule. Our local Games Workshop doesn't even allow any custom models on their table, unconverted models only, 3 colors and no converted or third-party bits.
Okay, so I understand Games Workshop saying no third-party bits. I think it's a little crazy because like you can get like cool guns and stuff. Like I like the percentage thing better than the no third-party, but like it's their job. They're selling models. If someone brings in a model and puts it on their table, and someone else walks up and goes, I want to buy that. They don't want their staff to be like, you can't. But I don't get the no conversions. I do not understand that. I think that's a shitty rule. I guess you can the problem with conversions is then what if that's a third-party bit? I'm not familiar with third-party bits. I don't know if you made that or if that's third-party. So devil's advocate, I can understand it, but I think it's shitty.
Yeah. But also you can just say I sculpted it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a good question looking into the future. I mean, a couple of years ago, the Chapter House lawsuit, we all assumed, or many of us assumed, that third-party bits would be illegal at all and not allowed in any way, shape, or form. And these days, third-party bits are so common, it's like nothing special anymore. I'm really wondering how long Games Workshop will be able to uphold this policy.
Well, I think they can uphold it indefinitely because they there are third-party people making third-party bits. There are 3D printers and stuff like that. But I think that it's the nerds who go and get that stuff, and I think the average gamer probably gets introduced to this stuff through Games Workshop, and they might not seek out the 3D printing. We're super nerds, right? We've been at this for a while. Yeah. We're people who like converting. We're a certain tier. I don't know. I think that if you're introduced to Games Workshop games through Games Workshop, that they can still steer you away from 3D printing.
They try to, but the world is changing fast.
You're true. The printers are getting better. People are getting access to them. I see so many people on the internet just printing Tyranids, rough copies of Carnifexes.
Yeah. And so many just garage shops of one person doing this kind of service parts and this kind of service. I mean, Artel, the stuff I'm doing these days, there was nothing like this back in the day. And there are so many Kickstarters popping up these days.
Yeah, and Games Workshop doesn't have the resources to fight them.
No, and I think the world is changing, and they won't be able to prevent this indefinitely. There will be a day when they have to open their doors.
No, I think they're just everything I've seen from Games Workshop is that head down, stick to what we're doing.
Of course, they try to, but remember when Chapter House was around, they still thought, okay, we can ban all this shit worldwide. We are strong enough to not even allow someone selling this stuff. The changes these days, they know they can't prevent this kind of stuff.
Well, no, they failed at Chapter House because they tried to trademark stuff they didn't have models for. That was the whole thing. That's why Age of Sigmar happened. That's why they're called Drakari now. They need to have trademarkable stuff.
But I think in the long run, they can't win this battle because the world is changing.
Also, they just keep creating more fans of this stuff, through their hobby, and then the fans become artists. And there's just more and more fans. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I think with Workshop itself is we're going to get to a point of we make something, we're not going to release it. As I said with Chapter House, they got rid of it. But you're going to have it where someone goes, actually what I was going to say is Workshop can keep people away from it of you don't see in the White Dwarfs anymore where people have converted their own models. If there's anything or a model shown on the community page or anything, if some models will be on a plain black base because the person who owns the model has put them on a really nice base, but because it's got a specific thing on there that's not a Games Workshop, like texture paint or sand or grass or something like that.
This is happening currently?
Yeah, I've seen it with one. Someone had their models which were painted really nicely on these plain black bases, and you're like, there is no way someone who would paint the model like that would keep it on a black base.
So you think they photoshopped at the base?
No, I think they got the person to take it off the base and put it on the plain base.
Really? That's
my giants.
Surprising. I'd expect them to
my giants are all on
Sorry, your giants.
Yeah, but my giants are on a plastic card, sort of stone tiled thing to make it look like they're basically destroying a city. Even though they're basically all Games Workshop pieces, because of that base, they'd go, if they wanted to show it, it'd be like, yeah, could you either paint it, or because obviously nothing's painted at the moment, or put it on these bases for us so we can take some nice photos.
I don't think
because they won't show
trouble. I honestly don't
anything
think
that's
like,
not theirs.
You can convert bases and shit. You can just like I make my homunculus bases by just like sticking some yarn on it.
Yeah, that's like you've just used normal bits, but because it's something that they don't sell themselves and it's from a third party, like these plastic card sheets are from another company which they don't do. It'd be like, well, we're not going to sell this to you.
And
also, if you try and look,
Citadel yarn.
Sorry, what's that, Tom?
You haven't used Citadel yarn.
No, I actually I went to get some Citadel yarn, but they were all sold out. I also couldn't find Citadel art like craft acrylic in giant tubes, so I had to use dollar store.
Ooh.
There's one thing I got told a little while ago that Games Workshop doesn't actually sell normal green stuff anymore.
They don't sell it at all, I heard.
Yeah, it's only liquid green stuff they now sell.
Yeah.
So they really don't want you to be doing any stuff.
Careful reading into that, saying they don't want you to be doing stuff. Like they still feature models that have green stuff on them. Not like maybe not in White Dwarf, but like on Warhammer Community or whatever. But I think it's more that they don't want to support that. Like when someone comes into their store and they're like, "Show me how to use green stuff. I want to sculpt something." I think they just don't have the expertise. Like their staff can show you how to use acrylic paints, and they can show you how to use glue, but they don't want their staff to have to show people how to use green stuff. So like, why carry this thing that we don't have articles on sculpting in White Dwarf and like that kind of stuff? So it's sad to me that you can't get green stuff from Games Workshop anymore. But I don't think it's a secret plot to like stop people from converting and sculpting. I think that it's just a product decision. They're like, we have this product. We never publish any articles on sculpting. Our staff don't know how to sculpt. Why do we have this?
Yeah. I also think it's to do with the cost of green stuff at the moment, and for a period of time you couldn't buy green stuff anywhere in the UK.
Really?
Like, yeah, so I bought a set of green stuff back in end of February, and I got told from the seller, so we're not going to be able to get this to you until April at some point because we're not getting a shipment until then. And all of the sellers on eBay had ran out of green stuff as well. And then, bang, in April, all of them were back selling green stuff again.
Well,
the only place you could have got it from. Yeah, but the only place you could get it from, green stuff.
Don't say it. Don't say that word on the stream.
Okay, the world of
what was that?
The world of yellow and blue.
I'm saying there must have just been a bad green stuff harvest, not you?
Yeah, bad green stuff harvest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got bit by the frost, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like
do is the Games Workshop employees should just send people to Modern Synthesis website.
Yeah, they could do that. I'll show them how to sculpt. There was a time where I'm like, maybe I should like send an email to Warhammer Community and see if they like let me do like a basic green stuff tutorial, but apparently not anymore. We don't do green stuff with Games Workshop stuff anymore. I'm actually going to make a new tutorial video soon. It's been forever. I'm so sorry, but I have like a shiny new theme that was made for me by my buddy Red Wet Skeleton. And I have an idea for a new video, which takes it in kind of like a new direction that would be more familiar to painters. So I'm going to do that soon.
Good.
I've seen something funny in the chat from Barkheis. It's like Inquisitors. The older you get, the more radical you get. Newbies tend to be more Puritan. I've seen third-party printed Carnifexes on Instagram. Some of them are terrible, particularly the Siege Vex ripoffs.
Yeah, I don't love 3D printed Tyranids because they don't come out well, and people put a lot of spikes on them when they don't really need spikes. Some people do it well. Like, of course, I've reviewed what's his face, HydraCast, who does a pretty good job, but
Yeah.
a lot of people just, I don't know, they're just rough.
So, one thing, I'm looking forward to more sculpting lesson videos, because that would be great.
Yay.
2, have you checked out One Page Rules? So he's also on Instagram. He's basically a 3D printer guy, designs the sculpts and stuff.
Oh, I thought this was someone who ripped off Brother Pink's idea, because Brother Pink wants to take every rule book and like reduce it to 1 page.
Oh, no.
It's like his hobby.
He's done he made his own models and stuff, and he's basically done a Tyranid army, but doesn't follow the sort of 6-limb rule sort of thing. They look a bit more cross between dinosaurs and something else, but he's basically made a sculpt for... No, not even that.
Okay.
They've basically made something that looks more like a... It actually looks like a Shrike. So I got some printed. I don't know my own 3D printer, so I went and got someone else to do it. And I got as cheap as possible I could get. So it's like the print job not great, but you can still see some of the detail, and it's quite good and stuff. But
it's called One Page Rules.
One Page Rules, yeah. I'm just trying to find his. He's on. I'm trying to find him on Minifactory. Find his page on Minifactory, because that's where I got all the stuff from before. Oh, wait. Should be easier. Okay. Cool.
Is his stuff on his Instagram?
Yeah, some of his stuff's on Instagram, and some of it is all on his.
Okay, I see. They look like kind of space lizard dudes, but they're clearly Tyranid inspired.
Yeah.
They're interesting.
Ooh, these are the ones. Let me just post it in our chat. Because he's got some ones recently done on alien winged shooter grunts, which you could either use as gargoyles or as shrikes. I think in more cases these use gargoyles, but what he's done, he's put the guns in the mouth.
Yeah, I see that. They're okay.
Yeah.
They're too chunky. They're not lithe, they're not elegant, they're just like boxy. This is what I like. This is the thing I can't stand about 3D printed Tyranids. They're often very boxy. Sorry, Tom.
Let's not talk about boxy in a negative way today.
You're the only boxy I like.
Because they're actually quite thin and small. They might look...
No, it's the detail. The detail is chunky and not in a sexy way. See, like this is like I think it was Simon who commented that 3D printers are not high enough quality for him yet. He's not interested, and I feel kind of the same. Like people get really good quality, but a lot of people go for quantity over quality. I think I don't know, and maybe some people are not as exacting about what they want it to look like.
I'm gonna wait another couple of years, I think, before I.
What are your thoughts on it, Tom? Like, are you interested in possibly like getting into CAD design and stuff like that and 3D printing?
I don't think I could be asked with the design side, but I'd definitely be up for printing other people's bits. I'd rather look at the Thingiverse.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd definitely be up for it. But like I said, I don't think it's good enough. Same with like Simon says. Give it a couple of years until it gets more good.
Yeah.
More good.
So Flynn, Tom Wilson in the chat saying to get green stuff, search for Needitite and buy the cheapest one done. Were you searching for Needitite, or what was the deal?
Yeah, I was.
I assume you would have.
So yeah, I was searching for it. Yeah, because obviously I use my eBay foo, not my Google foo for it. Because
you are pretty good at that.
If it's basically, it even comes up with you put in green stuff. It goes also related Needitite.
Yeah.
So I just put in for 36 because the longer the reel you buy it in, the cheaper it actually is overall. And as long as you keep it stored well enough, it will keep. And you can get, at the moment, you can get like a roll of 36 for £11. Whereas if you were to try and get like when it goes out of stock, you can only get it like in maybe 18 inches or 6 inches, and you're paying for about the same length, it's like 6 times the price if you were to just buy it in 6 inches, or twice the price if you were to buy it in 2 bits of 18.
Yeah.
So it's the more you get, the cheaper it is overall.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Trying to see what everyone's saying. Like,
Vermis was joking
3D
that
print.
Vermis was joking that if you have a problem finding green stuff, you should just go and use Milliput or use Procreate. Different things.
I'm only just starting out with epoxy sculpt at the moment, so I'm going to work my way through some of them. Also, I have a bad history with Milliput. The first time I tried to buy it, it got lost in the post.
Oh.
So it kind of is a whole sign of.
Isn't it made in the UK? Like, shouldn't you be able to buy it at like the corner shop or something?
Yeah.
I mean, like, epoxy sculpt's made in the US. We can like buy it everywhere. No, I'm kidding.
It's to get it cheaper and everything, because if you go to a hobby, like, we've got like a chain of hobbycraft, and it's just so expensive and everything. So go online, get it cheaper, gets lost in the post. Kind of a sign to not use it, even though I know it's quite good. Some people say
it's a sign you shouldn't buy from those guys.
Oh no, they were like, oh yeah, we will refund you, but we won't send you a replacement thing for it. I'm just like,
okay,
why? So you make me buy again from you to then go and get it lost again? No, it made no sense.
They probably don't have it, and they're like, oh, it got lost in the post.
Yeah, but they still have to then give me my money back anyway. Just hoping I didn't notice.
Oh my god. Yeah, I had a rough start with Milliput where I didn't really love it. Tom suggested that I mix it with green stuff to get like Milliput Superfine White to get like a really strong material, and that worked. That's actually what some of the Dom is based on. Like the tail sticking out here is Milliput Superfine White mixed with green stuff, and it's held up pretty well. But then, like, I don't know, the texture Milliput kind of put me off, but I've come back to it recently, and I've been loving it for the armor plates on this guy's head. It just seems to work really well.
The thing I think about Milliput and green stuff is, like, green stuff is quite rubbery and sticky, and Milliput is quite, like, powdery and chalky, and you mix them together and it just gets rid of the negative sides of each of them.
Yeah. I love the rubbery, stretchy of green stuff, and the Milliput, the chalky, powdery, that's kind of similar to epoxy sculpt as well. That's why I like mixing them. In fact, when I mix Milliput and when I mix epoxy sculpt with green stuff, I get a similar effect. I just feel like for some reason the Milliput feels smoother afterwards.
Mm-hmm. It's probably because you're using the superfine stuff. I've
been using the yellow. I've stopped using the superfine because the superfine weirded me out. I should go back to it soon, but I felt like the superfine did not forgive anything. Like if I did like a weird little mark, it would be there.
Yeah, I kind of stopped using it because, you know, when you mix it together, the green you get is really bright, and you sort of obscure details a little bit. So I think you're better off with the cheapest.
Well, you did it with this guy, right? Like the Carnifex, that looks like superfine.
Oh, I think that was ages ago. Yes, it probably is. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we should probably call this soon. It's getting late for you guys. I need to go find some dinner.
I was just about to say I had a rough week.
Tom just dropped off. Perfect timing.
Yeah. So I was just about to say, I've got work tomorrow.
Oh, Jesus. Good luck. Yeah, sorry. I feel like I hope I wasn't keeping you all up, but it was good times.
Perfect.
Oh, Tom's back. Good. Thank you all so much for joining up. It's getting pretty late, but I'm glad everyone stuck around. And we got so many people in the chat. That's awesome. Oh, Yanni Cooper. Didn't see that before.
Yanni Cooper. Ooh, you're new.
I've not been paying attention to what the time is.
Oh, what time is it for you? Midnight?
It's basically 5 past midnight.
Fucking hell.
For me, an hour later, and I'm old. And grumpy.
Is that fucking hell, Tom? Because you're going to stay up till 3?
Yeah, probably.
Well, I'm glad everyone was able to make it. I'm sorry we weren't as on top of the chat today as we normally are, but we had some good chats, which I appreciated. I actually got some work done in the end on the tail piece for the dominatrix, which I'm pretty happy about.
Been quite a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, before we do that, Kajan just put in the chat about that we missed Yanni's comment. So I just found it. It says, Nick, your green stuff tutorials have really helped improve both my adventurousness but also my skills.
Oh, that's good to hear.
From Yanni
Thanks,
Cooper.
man. I'm always.
And they say that, and
I always want more people using green stuff. That's me. So if that helps, that's wicked. And I will do more, I promise, eventually. Were you going to say something, Flint?
I was going to say, they say, and it goes, I rarely am free when these are live. And BD40K has gone, first creature conference was awesome. I'll be along to future ones.
Awesome.
Oh, cool. This was a pretty random one. Glad you enjoyed it. And Tom, I'm so glad that you joined us. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no, it was cool. Yeah, does Beardy know that I'm not normally here?
Yeah, Beardy, you're going to be really disappointed because BitsOfBocks, this is a special one. He's not normally here. It's normally some weird, loud German who likes talking about tentacles and boobs.
You never know.
Never know. All right, well, I hope everyone has a good weekend. Good luck with the surprise tomorrow. I hope everyone loves the reveal of the Ink 28 box. I know I'm going to be really excited about it.
It's going to be a lictor. It's going to be a lictor.
They're not going to do a big, giant surprise and then give us a lictor. The Marine boys will be so mad.
I know.
It would be perfect, though.
Oh, I just dearly hope that it's not like, surprise! We got Curse City out after ignoring you bastards for so long. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Have a good night. And we'll chat soon. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll do the professional.
Thanks for joining us, Tom.
Bye.